We are back again. I am alone again. So we're gonna try this. Try to do this trial, damn it. We are at the halfway point of the game. Whoa, we are halfway there. Whoa. Lizard at the fair. No. I'll see how far I can get without any help, but if I get stuck, I will look at help. At least for the thing I'm stuck on, and then I'll go back to not looking at help. When I woke the following morning, Susato-san was already gone. Outside the window, the rain came down in sheets. An even longer day, just like the last. One that I would remember for the rest of my days. Defendant's antipasta. Good morning, Gina. Fuck you! No. I'm determined to prove your innocence today. I'm sure we can do it. Fuck you! No. Hold on, I'm gonna make sure I got something. Okay, everything's ready. I think. Sorry? You know, we're in the fancy dress. Susato. Wherever you say it. I don't know. Jeez. Thought I had to leave early this morning. She was already gone by the time I woke up, and she'll never be here again. You alright with that, are you? Get about me if you like. Go and see her off. It's fine. You'll be dead if I do that. Well, he didn't say it was for the death penalty this time. They said she did a murder. Unless the age for executions back in the day was very young. Because I think this girl's like 15 or whatever. None of them, Susato. I won't meet again one day. We'll never meet again. Even so. But you, Gina, you only get one chance. You only get one shot. One opportunity. Good morning, Krusty Crew. It's her and a cat. How you feeling, Jenny? Did you manage to sleep? Meow. Iris, what are you doing here? What do you mean? When a friend's in need, we show our support. Isn't that right, Waggy? Meow. The cat's escaping! Ah! No! Great way to show your support, kitty. Get the fuck out of here. Let him have a nose around. What harm can it do? That reminds me. I brought a paper on the way here. Now, would you like the good news or the bad news? What'd he say? Oh, well, I think I'd rather get the bad news out of the way first. Now, always take the good news first. You might not live to hear the bad. Yes, that question always gives me away people's personalities. Let's not go there. Alright, then I'll give you the bad news first. A record amount of rain has fallen this morning, and carriages all over the capital are struggling to move. Huh? Bad news was a weather report? I hope that Susie's made her train to Dover, and that train hasn't delayed on the way to the port. Gosh, yes. Alright then, so what's the good news? Well, the rain's forecast to subside this afternoon. Even if the rain's delayed, it should be able to make up the time later. Well, is that good news, isn't it? I couldn't give a monkeys, really. Monkey. Only good news canceled out the bad. And look, the trials made the headlines too. Pawnbroker perishes in pick purse plunder. See? How do you like that? I'll let them say what they want. See if I care. I can't because you're covering your face. Don't worry. Show soon, everyone, that this headline is nonsense. I will. And then in tomorrow's papers, the headlines will be, whoops, discharged diver is dauntless do-gooder. Isn't that right, Runo? Oh, yes, let's hope so. Of course they will. I have absolute faith in you. How was that? I was trying to sound like Susie. Did it work? Did it? Like she's still here. Wow. Good job. Proud of you. Look at the papers. Papers. Let's look at some stuff. Mason Milverton? That's a weird name. Pawnbroker parachutes and pick purse plunder. How awful. Jenny, I mean. As far as headline will be, yeah, we know. Yeah, something like that. If possible, I'd like to go even bigger. Bigger? How? God, quick. Protects planet post-trial, perhaps. Protects planet? Can't wait for tomorrow now. It's gonna be so great. There's a sensational story lower down the front page as we look as well. Look. Ministry mole? Classified secrets may have leaked overseas from Ministry of Justice. Or 10-year-old. Iris certainly has her finger on the pulse of the world news. It's about secret communications between Great Britain and its allies. Apparently they're being intercepted by hostile nations. Communications are being intercepted, but how would someone be doing that? That's the question, isn't it? I've come up with 3 different possible methods so far. Looking for a new career, Runo? No, of course not. I'm a lawyer. What Lord Strongheart was talking about yesterday. Yes, it could be, and it could explain why he has Gregsy running from pillar to post at the moment. That can't possibly be relevant, can it? Obviously, I don't know the law like Susie does, but still. I do have a gun! Not sure that Big Things is as comforting as you think it is, to be honest. But thank you, Iris. That's very kind of you. Oh yeah, Iris. Yes, Jenny? Well, I was wondering, is it all about Sholmes? Didn't they fix him up alright? Yes. The operation was a great success. But apparently hasn't come around yet. Eh? I've asked a friend of mine at Scotland Yard. Send a telegram as soon as he wakes up. Dirk Gregson will let us know at the moment there's news. Oh, right. No, Susato-san, no Mr. Sholmes. It's all down to me today. I'm fucked. It's how to prove that Gina's innocent of this crime. Miss Gina Lestrade, counsel for the defense. The trial's about to begin. Please make your way into the courtroom. It's time then. Yes, let's go, Gina, Iris. Lead the way, roar. Poor Gina, she's trying to put on a brave face, but I can tell she's worried and scared. I should believe her from start to finish. That's the weapon that will secure our victory here. If only she told me the thing that fucking happened, that'd probably help. If I learned anything from my great friend, it's that. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. Trial shall determine the guilt or innocence of Miss Gina Lestrade. I shall now call upon the counsels of the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. The prosecution is ready. The defense is ready. Yep, it's me. Lord Van Zieks. My lord. Remind me, how many years ago was it that you withdrew from public prosecution service? It was some 5 years ago, my lord. Yes, and then 2 months ago you resurfaced somewhat unexpectedly. And here you are again today. Are there some circumstances of which the court should be aware that led to this erratic behavior? In what might describe as your former life in 5 years past, you dealt exclusively in matters concerned with the highest echelons of society and government. Really? Yet today you choose to try a simple case of burglary and murder. I confess I find it more than a little befuddling, Counsel. There are 2 types of person I cannot abide. Firstly, these wealthy scoundrels who hide behind a mask of philanthropy to cheat the public at large. And the Dutch. He means Mr. McGilded, who you defended against the Reaper 2 months ago. Yes, I just about managed to work that out, thank you. I know what a monster he was, I never would have defended him. And secondly, the more loathsome, those wily scoundrels who masquerade as allies only to effect total betrayal in their final hour. In other words, the confidence tricksters from those tiny islands of the Far East. The Japanese. What? Did you really just say that? Hey, he's just dropping the racism right here, right now. He means you now because you're an Asian. Haha. Managed to work that out too. Thanks, Iris. Wow. Big help. What are you talking about? Torrid look of hatred in Lord Van Zieks' eyes. Was that directed solely at me, or was he talking about all Japanese people? An alarmingly scathing explanation, Lord Van Zieks. Still, the judiciary welcomes the return of the so-called Reaper of the Bailey, feared by all London's malefactors. Your lordship is too kind. Now, jurors, the 6 of you have been selected at random to represent the will of the people in this trial. Hey! Hey, you're guilty. You were guilty. You and your wife were guilty. Are you ready to hear the evidence placed before you and determine your guilt or innocence of the defendant? Former lieutenant of the British Army here, don't you know? Chaps like me were born ready. Clean crockery, clean cutlery, and clean conscience. His lordship's motto is very appropriate here, I think. Everything will be stereoscopic in the future. Absolutely, absolutely everything. And I'm ready for it. I don't understand it, but I'd have left it in here. It's not possible, but could I have? I'm an indispensable in society. Stop. Female-centric future awaits. Stop. Good day, I'm visiting London for sightseeing. I'd like to take bus to Crystal Tower, please. What the fuck? Something wrong? Oh, not exactly, it's just... I'm fairly sure I recognize these jurors. Almost all of them, in fact. Really? Funny coincidences like that do happen from time to time, don't they? It's quite strange. The jurors are chosen at random from London's 6 million inhabitants, you know? So I've been led to believe. It tells me I'm being duped. Very well. Now, Lord Van Zieks. Court calls upon the prosecution to introduce the facts of the case. As you wish, my lord. Allow me to bring in with a word of warning to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury. No fuckery. No fuckery. There have never been a more self-evident case of cold-blooded murder. The victim, Mr. Pop Windibank, proprietor of a pawn shop on Baker Street, was shot from behind and died instantly. The prosecution presents this photographic print of the crime scene. As the courts will observe, there is a single bullet wound just below the gentleman's left shoulder. The evidence suggests that the bullet pierced the man's heart, resulting in near instant death. Moving on to the findings of Scotland Yard's coroner. His report states that the bullet entered the body on a rising diagonal trajectory. And what's that supposed to tell us? It means the victim was likely shot by someone significantly shorter in height than himself. Someone like a child. Oh! The prosecution wishes to present the autopsy report and the crime scene photograph as evidence, my lord. Indeed. The court accepts. Hand them to the bailiff, please. I now ask the court to turn its attention to this plan in the establishment where the incident occurred. The proprietor found in the storeroom where he kept articles pawned to him. A windowless room with a single point of entry, a door to the main shop that was found locked. In this sealed chamber, there were only 2 persons present. The victim, Mr. Windibank, and the accused. It may further interest the court to know that when the accused was discovered at the scene, she had in her hand the gun used to fire the fatal bullet. Well, that's that then, isn't it? Nothing more to say. Is that grubby little girl a pickpocket anyway? She's one of them filthy drabs that live in the slums in the East End. Oh well, it was only a matter of time before she got blood on her hands then. What are the jurors waiting for? This girl's guilty. Shut your fuck. You can't jump to conclusions here. You mustn't assume her guilt because what she has to do to survive. Alright, need some wine. Doing with you. Okay. Learn Nipponese, friend. You who mustn't jump to conclusions. The prosecution has barely begun presenting its case. Conveniently, this appalling act of murder did not go unobserved. There were witnesses. Good gracious! After their testimony, this girl's true nature will be exposed. Pitiful pick-purse or cold-hearted killer. Here's to establishing the truth. Court will take the floor plan and firearm into evidence. Hand them to the bailiff, please, Lord Van Zieks. At once, my lord. This is not good. I feel like the mood here's turned very gloomy all of a sudden. I think that's because it has. Let us begin. Bring forth the witnesses to the foul murder of Miss Pop Windibank on the 16th of April of this year. What the fuck? Okay. What? No, you can't just drop that on me, guys. Witnesses state your names and occupations for the court. My name's Nash Skulkin. Occupation is young baddie. Professional baddie. Name's Ringo Skulkin. Occupation's, same as him. Tobias Gregson, Scotland Yard Inspector. That's right. We're what they call the Three Skulkin Brothers. What are you looking at me there for? Don't let me in with you lot. Oh, blimey, that's cold. Don't you know what you're going through? It's our older bruv. Lost contact with him, we have. We're scouring every shady corner of the capital. And then last night, came across you. Very spit of the bloke. Ain't that right, Ringo? He is, Nash, he is. The very spit of him. So we decided, there and then, what we was going to do, what we was going to call ya. Big bruv Soaky. Come on, leave it out, you two. Hulky Skulkin. Before he's run out of chips. I'll then Inspector Sulky Gregson. Begging your pardon, my lord, but the name's Tobias. I'd like to know, Inspector, what are you doing in the witness stand? The Skulkin brothers are currently under arrest, my lord, on suspicion of theft. Thieves are thieves, are they? These three? No, my lord. Begging your pardon, but please don't let me in with this lot. 2 nights ago, these two brothers illegally entered an establishment with the intent to burgle. And in the course of their nefarious activities, they became embroiled in a far more sinister crime. By Jove, you mean to say, what an extraordinary coincidence. Indeed, my lord. While attempting to burglarize the pawnbrokery, I witnessed his proprietor's murder. How can you be so small? Various trespasses of these brothers is not the subject of today's proceedings, though they will unnaturally face the trial in the very near future. With your lordship's permission, I'd like to remain in the stand to keep these gents on the straight and narrow. Of course, Inspector. Skeptical as I am about the caliber of these witnesses, I will permit them to take the stand. Mr. and Mr. Skulkin, you will now testify before the court. Describe the events of the night in question and what exactly you saw. Happy to! 'Cause a skulk is never skulking. I don't give a fuck. Get out of it. Apple, pear, and fish and chips. We was walking down Baker Street in the small hours, and the gaff door was ajar, see? It was like some kind of sign, begging for us to go in, it was. Once we got inside, God blimey lummy, I heard a gunshot from the back room. We went to see what it was, but the door was locked from the inside. We never done nothing, governor, we never took nothing. Just after that, nice and quiet. Terrible coincidence, it would seem. At the precise moment these miscreants entered the property, even more sinister crime was afoot. The witness's testimony is consistent with the crime scene in every detail. The door providing access to the storeroom from the main shop was indeed locked from the inside. And within, only the victim and the accused were found. I must say it does appear to be an overwhelmingly simple case. Still, the defense may cross-examine the witness now, of course. Counsel, if you please. Counsel? Yes. What's the matter? Sorry, I was just stunned into silence for a minute by the blatant lies being told by that pair in the stand. That's all nonsense, but because I saw it with my own eyes. I was able to expose their testimony for the pack of lies it is. Front door of Windibanks was ajar, you say? What time of night was this? Must have been about 1. Right, Rango? Yeah, I'd say so. Right, Silky? How would I know? The place would have been shut at 1 in the morning. It's like every other shop in town. Well, it was pitch black inside, it's true. Ain't that right, Ringo? I'm not so sure, Nash. I seem to remember a little light burning inside. What about you, Sulky, me old bucker? I hate my life. It definitely was a small lamp burning inside. I said lump. That's what alerted us to the situation in the first place. And when these gentlemen ventured into that open establishment, the accused, Miss Gina Lestrade, already had the muzzle of her gun trained on the unfortunate victim. That's pure conjecture. Perhaps, but it changes nothing. These brothers inadvertently wandered into the middle of a cold-blooded murder, simply because they found the door of the victim's establishment open and ventured inside. That's just what happened. What are you trying to suggest? That you had to go in? Well, God moves in mysterious ways, they say. Don't they, Ringo? They do, Nash. They do. Must be some sort of providence, I reckon. God's will often presents itself as a whim of the thieves, does it? The mandate of heaven. It weren't no whim. I'm dead sure of that. It weren't, Nash. It weren't. We said at the time. You don't just find doors open in the middle of the night like that. Nah. There's no two ways about it. It was a sign that a long-lost brother was inside. Not very good liars, are they? Well, you can't deny it. That's to a bloke what looks like our bruv. Said cut it out. Those chips are getting a chomping today. I love chips. A gunshot, you say? Just the one. Are you sure about that? Yep, just the one, Governor. I could swear to that. It was, Nash, it was. Ain't that right, bruv? Firearm used to belong to the victim himself. Yes, Mr. Windibank always used to have his gun lying around on the counter to threaten to shoot himself with. Right, I remember. When we examined it, we found the revolver was completely out of rounds. That makes sense. Mr. Windibank always used to say he only kept a single bullet loaded to fucking kill himself with. That's true, I remember him saying that as well. We say with considerable certainty that only a single round was discharged from the firearm used as the murder weapon. Yes, my lord, we can. I should remind the court. The firearm in question was discovered in the hand of the accused. Wonderful. You mean that the door between the main shop and the storeroom? My learned friend's having difficulty grasping the situation. Perhaps a drawing would help. Including the shop's entrance from the street, there's only one other door, that of the storeroom. course, there was only a little oil lamp burning. Not much to see by. And the door was hidden because of behind a wall. Right. When we arrived, the door was mostly obscured by the curtain. Tell me, why exactly did you open that door? Try to open that door. Eh? Any normal petty thief would run at the sound of a gunshot, I would think. Oh, well, your turn to rabbit, Ringo. Well, Nash, yeah. I suppose you'd have to say we ain't normal, eh? Broadly speaking, humans respond in one of two ways of hearing a gunshot or scream. The timid flee, gripped by fear, or the courageous investigate to see if they might help. These gentlemen are of the latter inclination, I learned, Nippody's friend. It would seem is of the former. Right, somehow I just proved that I was a coward that night. Thank you, counsels. Oh, I believe we all understand that the door was locked and could not be opened. Proceed, witnesses. Didn't do or take anything. Is that your story? Well, it was bedlam soon as, wasn't it? It was, Nash, it was. Didn't have time to pull me dukes out, out me Lucy lockets. So with no time to take your hands out of your pockets, you just left nice and quietly, you say. That's right, Governor. If we ain't more than violence, peace-loving nibblers we are. We're not bludgers. We are, Nash, we are. Never even pulled me dukes out me Lucy lockets. But you'd clearly like us to believe... Come again? Fled from the pawnbrokers that night. Did you not run into anyone else? Do not fire a gun at that person. Hey. It's alive. They fired a gun, you say? Ah! Blimey, Governor. You ain't telling us it was you in the doorway. It was. Why the bleeding Nora... Didn't you mention that before? You were armed with a gun! And as you fled the scene, you fired that gun! At London's greatest detective, Sherlock Holmes! You shot the great Mr. Holmes? I did hear that correctly. That there was a rumor he'd been rushed to the hospital. The great Holmes, that's beyond the pale. The night in question... This pair were arrested by police within minutes of the discovery of the crime scene. The suspicious countenance had rapidly gave them away. And when searched, the firearm was indeed found in their possession. Furthermore, the barrel shows signs of a shot having been fired from it. The prosecution invites his lordship to examine the firearm recovered from these brothers. Yes, indeed. Remnants of powder around the muzzle, as you say, counsel. Beep, 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 beep. Court will hold this weapon as evidence. More wine. All right. Now, I learned Nippody's friend. Yes. Here's you successfully presenting the evidence. But yes, there are the telltale signs of spent powder on this gun, and a single bullet missing from the cylinder. But the prosecution demands evidence that it was fired at the scene of the crime under scrutiny in this trial. Well, I don't need evidence. Because I was there. However, the rest of us in the courtroom were not. The defense fails to provide evidence in support of this rash claim. You shall have no choice but to toast your incompetence and move on. Court demands all claims are affirmed with clear proof. And it shows that these witnesses unloaded a firearm in the pawnbroker shop that night. Do I have that? Well, let's just look at the stuff. I mean, this is just a picture of a gun. Oh, there's ammunition still loaded in 5 of these revolver 6 cylinders. Yes, which tells us that there's only a single shot been fired from it. Exactly. The bullet that hit Hurley, in fact, isn't it? Yes, it happened almost as soon as we walked in through the Windibank's door. I'll make those brothers pay. This is Mr. Windibank's gun. The cylinder's completely empty. Mr. Windibank always used to keep a gun on hand on his shop counter. Yes, but only with a single bullet to fucking shoot himself. I understand. One bullet was fired and the poor man lost his life. Was he protecting his shop, I wonder? Trying to keep the article safe? Okay, that wasn't it. Did the bullet go right through his body? Well, anyway, we analyzed all the blood samples we found and recorded the results in this portfolio. And you claim to have the evidence that the court's demanding therein? Yes, my lord. No more dallying, then, counsel. Present the pertinent evidence at once. What do you have in your portfolio that proves these witnesses unloaded a firearm at the scene? Yeah, it'd be this one. What is that? Explain! Photographic print taken at the Windibank's pawnbrokery on the day of the incident. The scene of the crime, is it? Is that a bullet hole? If eyes don't deceive me, it appears the bullet's still lodged there. Yes, as your lordship noticed, the bullet pierced Mr. Windibank's calendar. Date shown being the 16th of April, the very day of the pawnbroker's death. The incident occurred 1 hour after midnight. This indicates a separate shot had been fired sometime after the calendar had been set to the 16th. That's right. And while it isn't irrefutable, the defense believes this is credible evidence that the witness did fire a round from their gun at the pawnbrokers that night. Yeah. How does the prosecution stand, Lord Van Zeeks? That is the direction my learned friend wishes to take, then the prosecution has no objection. What? And you'll forgive me for flinging my Halo Chalice aside in disgust at the repugnancy it exposes. Yes. On the night in question, these brothers entered the pawnbroker illegally. And like the bold baddies they claim to be, opened fire on the new arrivals before fleeing back to the streets. Eh! Take it easy there, Governor. You're gonna land us in the soup. We had a deal. You aren't gonna get into them details. Tell him, Sulky. Hit the bloke straight. I have nothing to add. Knew, did he? Van Zeeks knew their testimony would also most certainly expose the extent of their crimes. It would seem now that I owe my learned Nipponese friend a word of gratitude. What do you mean? What I mean, you've helpfully confirmed an important fact. What fact do you refer, Lord Van Zeeks? As had been established, at the point of their arrest, a single shot had been fired from the brother's gun. However, if that shot found its target in Mr. Sholmes, clearly these witnesses cannot be accused of the fatal shooting of the proprietor and victim. Dang. In other words, these two men have no material connection to the murder of Mr. Windibank at all. That's it. That's it. We didn't have nothing to do with it. We didn't, Nash. We didn't. That's what I reckon. The crimes include unlawful entry, intent to steal, perjury, and let's not forget, attempted murder. Quite a catalog, eh, fellas? We're in for it now, bruv. Now then, let us take a moment to consider the aforementioned great detective, Mr. Sherlock Holmes. It appears the man patronized the pawnbrokers in question somewhat regularly. Where's he going with this? Mr. Sholmes appears to take pleasure in tinkering with eccentric machinery. Eccentric? Says who? Not me. Don't give me that look. Installed a pair of machines like this one in the victim's shop. Oh! That's one of Hurley's red-handed recorders. What is that, Counsel? That is appearance of a photographic contraption. As your lordship surmised, it is indeed a camera attached to a small timing device. Every half an hour, it automatically photographs the interior of the establishment. Yet being that, if a thief were to break into the shop, he wouldn't have be caught red-handed. The prosecution has obtained the photographs taken by the device on the night in question. As court will observe, copious identical prints are produced in quite desultory fashion. Rather prodigal, I feel. Prodigal. In fact, 2 such devices in the victim's shop, my lord. If I may refer to the court to the plan of the premises, their respective positions are here and here. Say these cameras produce a print every half hour. I'm afraid I failed to see. And that would help if the anticipated thief conducted his activities in one of the many 30-minute intervals. I can only pray that the would-be criminal lingers, my lord. On the night in question, the witnesses are currently in the stand, were not caught on camera. Hey, that's a bit of Friar Tuck, ain't it, bruv? Our Lady Luck loves a skulking. Witnesses, at what time did your trespassing begin? It must have been just after 1. Right, bruv? Must have been, Nash, must have been. Just gone one. In which case, minutes before the brothers entered the establishment, what scene might we expect to see within the shop? Let's examine the evidence. Good Lord! It's the defendant! Miss Gina Lestrade! As the court can clearly see, the accused is pictured, gun in hand, facing the victim over the shop counter. No doubt coercing the proprietor to open the door to his storeroom. Right, one can only be too easily imagine the events that unfolded. The court will take this photographic print as evidence, if you please, counsel. I don't believe it. Penny. In short, the accused is the only person who could have possibly killed Mr. Windibank. Hey, my lord. Wonder if I might put in a word at this point. Go ahead, Mr. Foreman. Like a bally bullet to the knee in the Battle of Maiwand in 1880, don't you know? Decorated for it and all that. Forced to retire from the service, sadly. Of course, a medal never can outshine the exploits of chaps like us on the battlefield. Yes, Mr. Foreman, and what exactly is your point? Carried on the battle after retirement, you see. Battle of daily life, if you like. Here I am now, leading this small squadron. 6 men, all good and true. We all go down together. You mark my words. All for one, and one for all. Oh, God, fuck. Such a long fucking day. Ladies and gentlemen, the jury have reached agreement, have they? Is that what we are to understand? Well, Mr. Foreman, is that correct? Yes. As the Garradev squadron's position, sir. What? No, it's too soon to make a judgment here. Status report for the court, men. On the double. Worship insists on promptitude at all times. And that goes for making decisions, too. I think you'll find the truth as clear as day now. I couldn't reach out and touch it. I wouldn't have left it in here. I just wouldn't. But in all honesty, I can't actually remember. Beep 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 beep. I'm very sorry for your brothers. They are unlucky. Very well. I now call upon the member of the jury to state his or her leaning in this matter. Announce your considered verdicts to the court.
Yuzai!
Yuzai.
Yuzai! Yuzai!
Yuzai.
Yuzai!
He speaks perfect Japanese. Ah! Does indeed appear that the jury is unanimous in its leaning already. The photograph must be the definitive evidence that Gregson mentioned. But Ginny didn't shoot him. No, of course not. My lord, the defense wishes to assert its right to a summation examination. Fuck, whatever. Very well, the court grants permission. So, you refuse to admit defeat again. How unsurprising. We shall proceed immediately with the Mr. Foreman, are all the members of the jury ready? Absolutely, sir. Always ready for action, me chaps. Very good. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will explain on what grounds you have determined the defendant to be guilty. I need to do my taxes. I can't be here. All the evidence clearly points the finger of guilt at this young pickpocketin. As a housemaid, I would like to see all filthy eyesores promptly and rigorously eliminated. I think you'll find that if you look at the photograph in stereo, the truth will just pop out, haha. If I've left it in there, I should think there'll be repercussions by now. Mind made up, stop. Global radio transmission, a verdict to follow, stop. In motherland, we say we never judge by clothes, judge by head. I have convinced brothers are innocent. Circumstances of the crime and evidence do indeed implicate the defendant rather comprehensively. Storeroom locked from the inside, in which the victim and the accused were discovered alone. And in the accused hands, the fatal revolver, firing which will be heard by these witnesses. Not to mention this print. From a chap who's seen action on the battlefield. That's a young girl on the verge of pulling the damn trigger. Thanks a lot, Mr. Sholmes. Oh dear, Hurley's cameras were supposed to help, not hinder. I'm afraid you'll have an uphill struggle ahead of you. But Genie didn't shoot Mr. Windibank. Which means there's more to this situation that we've yet to see. Agreed. You're out the floor, counsel. Proceed with the sermon. You're Mr. Natsume's landlord, Mr. Garadeb, aren't you? You really must stop meeting like this. Oh, you're that lawyer chap. Well, there's a turn-up for the books. Yes, rather a turbulent time we had back then. Some extraordinary events took place at your house, that's for sure. Luckily, Mr. Holmes and I were able to get to the bottom of it all. I think we rather did a lot for you, didn't we? I mean, obviously, I would be suggesting that, therefore, you should be change your leaning to not guilty or anything. Can't be denied, I suppose. Curse of the Garadeb house was the talk of the town after that business. Lodgers moved out. I couldn't get a bally soul to take up the tenancies. Oh. Haven't had the heart to break the news to Joni yet. Bad enough that the old girl's clapped up. Yes, can't be denied. You did do rather a lot. But not for us. That's for dash certain. I suppose not. Of course. There can't be no suggestion of that being the reason I'm leaning towards guilty here, obviously. Obviously. But honestly, I wish he'd pay more attention to the trial and less to juror number 2. Polishing the bench, I see, again. The maid's work is never done. Not a blemish must remain. What exactly do you mean by filthy eyesores? On my way to market for his lordship, I have to pass through the East End. The place is full of beggars, pig pursers, and crossmen, the scum of the earth. Oh, harsh, perhaps. Let me be plain. For up to me, all those back slums will be made spick and span or eradicated. This maid's got a genocide kink. Like to be, have people for like the great detective to achieve those important goals. Referring to Mr. Sherlock Holmes. That's right, I like to keep abreast of the X's exploits, reading Rant's magazine in between my duties. He does wonders cleaning up London streets. In my opinion, he should be declared an honorary maid of the capital. Mr. Sholmes, a maid. Really quite unforgivable. Gutter scum have the audacity to shoot our very greatest detective. Minor detail, it was the two brothers in the state who shot Mr. Holmes, not the defendant. A minor detail indeed. They're all garbage. Fucking murder killed them. Might just be an idea to get your facts straight anyway. Yes, alright. I shall amend my statement. His brothers are the scum of the earth. They should swing for shooting the great detective. I think you'll find that if you look at the photograph in stereo, the truth will just pop out. What do you mean, look at the photograph in stereo? Sorry, what? Don't you know? When you look at the photographic print normally, it looks as though the pickpocket girl's about to shoot the victim, obviously. There's no indication that the defendant ever fired the gun. All I'm saying is that if you look at the same print in stereo, it should reveal all sorts of new information. By any chance, are you a fan of stereoscopes? Ooh, how'd you know? Let's call it a lucky guess. Never gets old seeing the two prints merge into one before your eyes. It's extraordinary. It's captivating. It's the height of modernity. Of course. Oh yes, I think you'll find that the stereoscope is here to stay. It gives new perspectives you can only dream of before. It's the greatest invention this world has ever seen. If only you could give me a new perspective on this case, I might agree with you. What exactly have you been muttering about all this time, sir? Keep talking about having left something somewhere, something like that. Ah, so sorry. As you could probably tell, I'm a surgeon. A surgeon? That totally passed me by. Of course, people conducting surgery in this country aren't considered to be doctors. Oh no. Because even though me and my kind are at the forefront of medical science, the real brains in the field. What is it you think you left behind? Oh, well, that's a little embarrassing, to be honest. You see, I was operating on someone yesterday. Standard thing. Went in through the abdomen. But when I finished the procedure, I couldn't find my scalpel anywhere. What? Surely not. Exactly, surely not, you say to yourself, don't you? Worrying, isn't it? That's what's been troubling me this whole time. Could I really have left my scalpel inside the fellow's belly? No, of course I couldn't. So, there you have it. Like I said, a little embarrassing, really. That's one way of putting it. The other is manslaughter. Exactly my concern. Seeing this case appears to be all but sewn up. I need to focus on trying to remember exactly what I've sewn up elsewhere. Now, I'm sure I've made everything was back as it should be. Well, as sure as you can be without being sure. Sure as you need to be more sure. Sorry, radio transmission? What do you mean? Are you from the Far East? Stop. Yes, from the Empire of Japan. All communication with the Far Eastern nations used to take place by mail. Royal Mail streamers take more than a month to complete by the journey. But now we have the electric telegram. We send messages using electrical signals. Thousands of miles of cables have been laid along the ocean beds, connecting the entire world. Thousands of miles of cable? On the ocean bed? It makes my head just thinking about it. You're well informed, young lady. But cables will soon become a thing of the past. Stop. Now starting to catch up. Radio transmission is the future. Stop. Messages carried over the waves of the four corners of the globe. Stop. Excellent growing. Excitement growing. Stop. Atmosphere. Electric. Stop. Right. Try not to wear out your fingers. Era of wireless telegraphy. Telegraphy. Stop. Driving like television. People say inventions are like the stereoscope or the height of technology. Utter piffle. Can't understand it. I really can't. They're just silly toys. Hey, I take offense to that. Juror number 3? Sorry to interrupt when you're obviously fuming, but... What? You perhaps have something to say about juror number 5's past remark? As if I couldn't guess. Oh, you bet I do. Say that again, you fucking bitch. Go on, I dare you. Goodness, are you talking to me? I think you might just be yes. You think stereoscopes are just toys, do you, huh? Absolutely, I mean, really, a machine to view photographs in 3 dimensions? I want to look at the fucking picture while I'm at it. Why on earth would you not just use your eyes to look at the world around you? It's all 3-dimensional. What a great way to appease the man. No, I'm sorry. Stereoscopes are of no practical use at all. You just don't know. Pardon? I think you'll find that viewing a photograph through the stereoscope can unlock all sorts of possibilities. I'm obviously going to have to demonstrate. What are possibilities? Well, take a crime scene, for example. If you had a pair of photographs from a crime scene that could view through a stereoscope, reveal hidden clues that you never noticed before. What? Have you got any prints we could look at with a stereoscope? Yes. Picture of a cat. Are you saying you could do this with any 2 suitable photographic prints? Of course I can. Very well then. I'd like you to demonstrate. I'd be delighted to. Just give me one more print and I'll amaze you all. Oh, fuck. Cat. No. Please tell me you're not villain Bolshevik. The Russian revolutionary. Revolutionary? Ah, I believe there is such a rumor. Just a rumor? As you see, I have unfortunate appearance. I look like vicious criminal. The words not mine. I just want to point that out. People call me revolutionary, murderer, autocrat. And which glove fits? Good day, I am visiting London for sightseeing. I would like to take bus to Crystal Tower, please. Right. That didn't sound staged at all. You forgive me for having my doubts. I treat like vicious criminal all the time. It is very painful. You do not realize. So I have much sympathies for brothers. People say that they are criminals only because how they look. Skulkin brothers. Ah, maybe they went inside pawnbroker's shop. But they have done nothing wrong. That is all I want to say. Skulkin brothers did nothing wrong that night. Alright, well, first of all, that's one not so little misunderstanding I'll need to clear up straight away. Tell me something, Iris. What is it? The jurors are chosen at random from the inhabitants of London town, aren't they? Yes! It's amazing, isn't it? In that case, how is it that there's a Russian tourist sitting among them who looks like for all the world like a revolutionary? I wish I knew. I can't change the minds of more than half these 6 jurors. The trial will be over. And we know that Ginny would never shoot anyone. Yes, so we need to find contradictions in what these jurors are saying and pit them against each other. I'm ready to go whatever lengths I have to convince them of Gina's innocence. Okay, I'm gonna pit this lady and this lady because, or this guy, because they're saying opposite statements. These 2 statements clearly contradict each other. Good lord. Counsel, explain yourself. Oh my statement contradictory. C-O-N. You're number 6, you've got the wrong end of the stick. I do not have stick. I have mouse. Look at him. He's so cute and precious. You're number 2 said earlier. When the Skulkin brothers fled the scene on the night in question, they fired a shot from their revolver. Yes, they shot poor Mr. Sholmes in the abdomen, I understand. Surely you're not going to tell the court now that you didn't hear. Abdomen, Sir? Sorry, my English still learning. You are telling the court you didn't hear. Forgive me, I did not hear. Here is word. Abdomen, part of person's body containing stomach and other vital organs. If this is what you mean, you should say in plain English. I am Russian, not native speaker. I thought it was a good idea to let this man be on the jury again. So, you are telling me these brothers who look like criminals were lying? They said before, we never done nothing. The truth is, they shot detective. That is double negative. Yes, that's exactly right. Lying is wrong. Especially when they lie to said by person who looks like criminal. Coming from you, that seems surprisingly prejudiced. This means, when they said we never took nothing, maybe it was also a big fat lie. Is this true? Well, according to the police report, no stolen goods were found, so... Enough! I trust no one now. It's not the mouse's fault, though, sir. Please stop squeezing it. I see with own eyes. Must investigate crime scene myself. I'm afraid that won't be Yes, it is. Easily. Sorry? With the prints from Hurley's red-handed recorder. Compare the print that pictures Ginny and the next print from half an hour later. You'll be able to see straight away if anything was taken or not. Cooey! Mr. Prosecutor! Calling on the prosecution in the middle of a summation examination of all times. The print showing the accused threatening the victim after she broke into the shop is this one. Following this, the victim and the accused move into the storeroom. Meanwhile, the Skulkin brothers entered the shop and summarily heard the fatal gunshot ring out. Sadly, none of these events were captured on film. This is the print produced by the camera half an hour later, after the brothers' flight. taken after Hurley was shot then. As far as I can tell, nothing's been taken. It does seem to be the case. I can't notice anything that's obviously missing in the second print. So, the brothers who look like criminals only told one lie. They shot the man, but they stole nothing. It would seem so, yes. Good. No, not good. You were right. I did not understood the situation. I now know brothers lied, and I think it's very important to continue with trial. Hiya. Russia. Yay, well done. The balance is shifting. Well, it's a start, I suppose. There must be more in what these jurors are saying that I can use to expose the truth. Nah. If I could do that, we might turn to Bedeba. Thank you, counsel. Continue with the summation amendment. And kindly hand that new photographic print to the bailiff to be filed as evidence. Will these qualify as like, This is stupid, but it might work. Saying do this any two suitable photographic prints? Of course I can. Alright, these two prints were both taken with the same camera and Windibank's on the night in question. Yes, I see. Tell me, Mr. Lawyer. You know how stereographic images work? You understand the principle? Well, I think so. I did have a lesson only yesterday. It's that small shift between certain objects in the two pictures that's really important. What happens if they use two photographics that are exactly the same then? No, obviously that wouldn't work at all. Not for seeing the scene in three-dimensionally anyway. Oh. Oh! Of course. Now I see. I think the young girl's discovered the secret. I have. Can you uncross your eyes before you tell me? Have another look at these two pictures of Hurley's camera. Go on. You see there's an obvious difference between them? Of course there is. There are two people in the first and no people in the second. Well, yes, you could see that straight away. But now, by looking at these pictures in 3D! Well, did you manage to see it properly? Not really. A portable stereoscope. I know I mentioned this yesterday, but if you've had that contraption with you from the outset, it'd have saved me staring at Mr. Windibank and Gina like I hate them all the time. If you remember, I said in reply, it's much more satisfying to be able to see the effect with your own eyes. Anyway, why don't we try using this helpful aid now? Here goes. See what we've got. Wait, look at that. Ah! What's going on with these two pictures? Some of the things on the counter they sort of jump out at you. Yes, yes, yes! That's it, you see. That's the other amazing power of stereoscopes. Other amazing power? Is someone gonna explain this black magic, eh? Why the juice of some of the things on the counter seem to jump out at you like that, huh? I think you'll find that if you consider the basic principle of stereoscope, you'll answer your own question. Basic principles of the stereoscope? As I said before, if you try to look at two identical pictures using a stereoscope, it won't work at all. It's a slight shift in the positions of certain objects that let you see two pictures three-dimensionally. In other words, even though at first glance it seems the objects in the counter haven't moved between the two pictures, this shows that actually there must have been a slight shift in their positions. Yes, there must have been. Now hold your fire, sir. Got a reasonable grasp of this whole situation. Old cross-eyed business now, I say. Why the devil does it shift between the two prints that exist in the first place? Well, what's the answer, fellow? Come on, you're the cross-eyed master. What, me? I've invented the first idea. You know, it's quite simple. It is? I was thinking through step by step. The first photograph was taken at 1 a.m. Then, 30 minutes later, the second photograph was taken. But the position of some of the items encountered appear to have shifted slightly on the interim. That means that sometime in the half-hour interval, someone must have tampered with things on the counter. Zookers! Someone tampered. Beep, 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 beep. Yes. You know, we've had to go around in circles a little here, it seems. I'm starting to see what I should be aiming at in this summation examination now. Ladies and gentlemen, the question now is clear. Now the items on the countertop were moved, but by whom? Suggesting you might know? Of course. I'll tell you right now who's responsible for the almost imperceptible shift in the items on the counter. Do I? One of these two, I think? As the witness is currently on the stand, the Skulkin brothers. Wait! This does not agree with what brother said in testimony before. He said that they not even have time to pull dukes from Lucy Lockets. My Facebook says that dukes means hands, and Lucy Lockets means pockets. But is this another lie? Is this what you are saying? Yes, I'm afraid so. Now hold on a minute, you can't be sure of that. I quite agree. The accused is a common pick purse after all. Perfectly possible that she went through the things on the desk to see what she might steal. I think that's unlikely. And why exactly? As you can see from this photographic print, the defendant was pointing a gun at the victim. It seemed as my learned friend indicated. But she was coercing Mr. Windibank to open the storeroom door. In other words, Miss Lestrade's interestingly within the storeroom, not the main shop. Giving her no reason to touch anything on the counter. All of which points to one thing. The Skulkin brothers have omitted key facts in their testimony. The accused is a pig purse, common gutter trash. Why look any further for the wrongdoer here? Because the Skulkin brothers are thieves, madam. No better. In fact, worse than a pickpurse. I believe that these brothers were looking for something on the victim's counter that night. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you would condemn the defendant on the grounds that she's a pickpocket. Would not at least be right and proper to thoroughly scrutinize testimony given against by her two thieves. Well said. I, for one, would like to hear more from that shady pair. Haha, pear, apple. What the fuck? Why did he headbutt the desk? Can you all see now? I thought stereoscopes on playthings, you can see their extraordinary potential firsthand. Wholeheartedly agree. Stop. Must purchase after trial. Stop. We'll return home via Regent Street. Stop. Well, it would seem this trial's yet to run its course. The ladies and gentlemen of the jury have declared their inclinations via the mighty scales of justice. I hereby call this summation examination to conclusion to the balance altered in the defendant's favor. 2 lean to guilty, 4 lean to not guilty. Accordingly, the jury is without consensus. And I order this trial to continue. Yay! Well done! Oh, by the way. What? You should hold on to this. You'll never know when it might come in useful. Twice in one trial will be unusual, Shirley, but alright. And don't call me Shirley. Lord Van Zeeks, you will instruct the witnesses and the court demands additional testimony from them. Whatever. Sure won't spoil the bouquet to do so, my lord. I need more wine. I found myself another chance to probe that pair about their activities last night, at least. I won't stop probing them until I've proven that Gina is innocent. Okay, done with part 1. All right. That was pretty painless. I fucked up once, but that's okay. Save the game. Order, please. Let us resume proceedings. Witnesses, you shall now retake the stand. I presume you've heard the defense counsel's summation examination. Oh, yeah, Governor. I did, Gov. I did. Mr. and Mr. Skulkin. Oh, blimey! It's going to be hard work. Earlier in this trial, you gave the following testimony about your actions here after you entered Windibanks. Well, it was bedlam soon as, wasn't it? It was, Nash, it was. Didn't even have time to pull me dukes out, me Lucy lockets. However, that was a lie. You brothers. You 2 brothers. On the night in question, you rifled through the items in the victim's counter. We never done nothing of the sort. How'd you figure it out? Oh, poggers. No. You will now give formal testimony once again. You'll tell the court precisely what happened on that night in question. And this time, he will tell the truth. Each lie that passes your lips serves to increase the severity of your punishment. Ow! And that, gentlemen, may deal a crushing blow to your chances of ever seeing the light of day again. Thought worth pondering, perhaps. Say no more, cub, we hear ya. We'll blab, we'll squeak, we'll peach. Alright, we did knock a few things over. We weren't rifling for nothing. Wish we'll be at the gunshot, see? Made us both jump. Oh no, that stuff went flying. No, me, it didn't have to give me a fright. We was thinking the shoot would come out the door and get us next. We stuck everything back where we found it in Scarpard, straight to the black. Couldn't have shot the pawnbroker, see? Didn't even had a chance, did we? We admit to the defense's accusation. We did indeed ransack Mr. Windibank's countertop on the night in question. Not ransack, Governor, no. That's right, Nash. That's right. It's more like we tidied up, yeah. Sorry. By their own admission, these brothers entered the pawnbrokery under dubious circumstances. However, they panicked and fled on hearing the gunshot, having first made good their mess. They say we hardly sound like roughs at all. We don't, Nash, we don't. Because we can't make us sound a bit more cutthroat. Can't just be coincidence that these men showed up at Windibank's that night. More to their testimonies than meets the eye. I'm sure of it. Transformers. Autobots, roll out. That's the case, then why didn't you testify to that effect in the first place? Well, you know, we ain't exactly squeaky clean, are we? We ain't, Nash, we ain't. If we admitted to something like that, you would think we was up to no good. Well said, Ringo, me out China. We only land ourselves in more trouble. And in fact now, as a result of lying in your previous testimony, that's exactly what you've done. Landed yourselves in even more trouble. That's rotten luck. As the rotten apple eater. Witnesses, explain your actions to the court. Why did you ransack the victim's counter? We never ransacked nothing. Right, Nash, right. More like we tidied the place up. Sorry. What you're saying is, the sound of the gunshot shocked you so much that you knocked all those things off the counter? Well, it shocked one of us that much, yeah. This bag of nerves needs to learn to keep his shirt on. Look, it was loud, all right? Blimey, me dead granny would have woken up with that bang. Big bruv here screamed like a bruin baby and fell over the counter. He knocked over a load of books, a candlestick, and some skull from a right-wing YouTuber. I got tangled in some marionette, but knocked over a picture frame, knocked over some scales on the floor. Really mastered working quietly then. What a racket! Me granny would have been scared back into her grave in a clatter like that. So in short, the gunshot took you by surprise. And then some. I mean, it was quiet as a mouse, and then all of a sudden, BAM! Hey. Chips, man. Inspector Gregson, do you have something to add? What I keep saying, I don't appreciate being lumped in with those scoundrels. No, something to add about their testimony. You seemed to react just now to what Mr. Skulkin said. Did it make you think of something? It's probably nothing, of course. I wouldn't even bother to mention it, only. Well, the fact is, cases don't get solved if you ignore the little details. How about you just tell us what's on your mind? As you know, we brought these fellows into the yard for some questioning last night. And the statement they gave us told a slightly different story to what they're saying now. Did it? You claimed you heard the victim shout something before the gunshot. Might have, Gov, might have. Does ring a bell now that you mention it. Granted, it's only a minor detail, but still. I can't help feeling like perhaps you've been a bit sloppy with your testimony here. Hey, fellas. If I discover the witness's testimony is any more sloppy than it hitherto proven to be, I shall be forced to bring the very harshest punishment to bear against them. Easy, easy. We'll get it right this time. That's it, yep. All coming back to me now. Then speak. Supplement your testimony with other details you miraculously return to your questionable mind, sirs. Right you are, Gov. Give me that gun. In fact, you heard the voice and the gunshot almost simultaneously. We did, Gov, we did. Although, I suppose if you're being honest, we heard a kind of wavering voice before the yell and all. If you don't want to get shot, give me that gun. Bam. Like that. We're acting tragically missed. And where were the voices coming from? Could you tell? Of course we could. From the other side of that door behind the counter it was. The storeroom where the victim was found dead. And the voice you heard, it was that of the victim, Mr. Windibank. On me granny's life, course it was. On his granny's life, course it was. So that would mean that you both knew Mr. Windibank and the sound of his voice? Gig? So that would be what? What, Nash, what? Any ideas? Yes, Counsel, indeed it would. These two were found in the pawn shop when the crime happened, and one of them shot Mr. Holmes. They also knocked over some shit on a counter while they were in there, like they were searching for something, but we don't know what. How am I supposed to deny it when that bloke in the Clancy Copper's giving us the evil eye? If you value your lives, you will ensure your testimony is accurate and true. On me granny's life it is. On his granny's life it must be. It's a good job on his granny's. Good job his granny's dead. Summarize then, immediately after hearing the voice of the victim, you then hear the gunshot, causing you to stumble and upset the items on the counter, scattering them over the shop floor. Make it sound like we're clumsy. Don't forget we tied it up after that good little boys. Anyway, the way I see it, the bloke what owned the place was holding a gun, so you should have just fired instead of yelling at the girl. Saying that Mr. Windibank had a gun in his hands? Oh yeah? Bet that was a sight, eh? You waving them guns at each other must have been pretty heated. I mean, just before he shot it out, we had the geezer say, if you don't want to get shot. Really sound like he meant it, mind. It's more of an empty threat, you could say. Mr. Windibank was known to keep a revolver in his shot counter at all times. People say that to protect the articles in his keeping, he'd readily put a bullet in someone's head if required. That someone being himself, of course, he would fucking kill himself. That's what I keep saying. Good grief. Extraordinary devotion indeed, if alarmingly misguided. Well, he certainly sounded like he was ready to pull the trigger the other night. Only the person he was going to shoot beat him to it. Hooked his goose proper. Bet he wished he squeezed the trigger instead of wasting time shouting, "Give me that gun." It was directly after those words you heard the gunshot. It was more or less at the same time, Gov. Give me that gun. Bam! Like that. Yes, a career in acting very tragically missed. And we heard the sound of someone hitting the deck. Before everything went dead quiet. After that, we've done a slapdash job tying the place up. He was thinking the shooter come out the door and get us next. If the door was closed, how did they know who had the gun? Out on your life. It went deathly quiet after that, it did. Pulled the wind right up me. But after way, the door was locked, wasn't it? No way that was opening. Yes, of course. It was locked from the inside, so we've been led to believe. It was, Gov, it was! From the inside. Right, so we had no way of knowing what was going on in there, did we? Unless there was some other way to get a view of the inside of the storeroom. Like through the keyhole or a spy hole, perhaps. Don't ring no bells! Don't light no lights! We had to cut and run before we noticed anything like that. We're still cutting our teeth in the game, see? But one day... we'll really cut the mustard. Please cut it out. As we know, behind that door is the victim's lifeless body and the accused, not 2 feet away. Yes, unfortunately. Ina was there unconscious with the gun in her hand. To confirm, it would be correct to say that neither of you set foot inside the storeroom. That's right, Gov. That's right! But not even if we wanted to. Not from your own gun and Mr. Sherlock Holmes. Oh, yeah, we was a bit hasty there. We was, Dash, we was! Truth be told, I was already shaking like a leaf when you lot turned up. Shaking like a leaf. Don't put a loaded gun in your hand. Good advice, miss. Good advice. Truth be told, be mind went totally blank. When your mind goes totally blank, make sure you don't have a gun in your hand. Mental note made, miss. After that, we legged it down the street, but... apparently, we looked to the dodgy to the coppers somewhat. So they clapped the derbies on us like winking. After you've been handcuffed, the police found this revolver in your possession, correct? Well, yeah. But listen, that proves it done it, eh? We couldn't have shot the pawnbroker, see? Never even had a chance, did we? Why would they believe that? What? Well, because it's true, ain't it? That place was totally empty when we went in. At that time, the victim was already in the storeroom, having been forced to open the door by the accused who had a gun to his head. In other words, on the night in question, these 2 witnesses never even laid eyes on the proprietor of the pawnbrokery, Mr. Windibank. Correct? You've got it, mister! Down to a T. But the Skulkin brothers never actually encountered Mr. Windibank. Is that really true, I wonder? That's it. That's the full extent of their testimony. What is it, Runo? You look very fierce. I would pour you some herbal tea if you're tired. Oh, thanks, but I'm fine. You're such a logical thinker, you'll probably laugh. I feel as though these brothers are still hiding something important. Nothing more than a feeling, though. I've got no proof to support it. Well, feelings can be very logical at times. Sorry? People's expressions, the movement of their eyes, words they choose. You take all that in your brain and analyze it. Come with a feeling. So, let's see. Armband. This doesn't show that. This doesn't show it. Saying that on the night in question, victim Mr. Windibank was wielding a gun. Is that correct? That's it, Gov. Got the picture. I do have the picture. At the photographic evidence from the time of the incident surely shows Mr. Windibank was not in possession of a firearm in that any description. Surprise me. Does the defense really intend to highlight evidence that compromises the position of the accused even more? Ah. Furthermore, the defense has failed to establish that the photographic print presented was taken at a suitably short time prior to the victim's death. Your chronology is severely lacking, counsel. Yeah, that's right. Too right, Nash, too right. The old geezer would have never been able to turn the tables on the girl, eh? Hardly likely. No, I'm afraid this won't stand as conclusive evidence. Continue with the cross-examination, counsel. Need my earlier warning, witnesses. A skulkin's never skulkin'. That's weird. It didn't ding me, but at the same time... At the same time, it didn't ding me, but at the same time, like, it didn't... I'm not in a call, but okay. I want to make sure that I got your audio right because I fucked it up last time. So, what I'm going to do is this. The video game's going to go quiet for a second. Turn that down. Then add new audio. It'll be for the game, I think. I think. Okay, so I got the game audio back. And now I'll add Discord audio. Sorry, I'm trying to get this right. I have like 6 fucking audio things now. I don't know how to... God damn it. Hold on. I'm just trying to... Hold on.
I mean, if OBS is already capturing your audio, it'll capture mine too. You don't have to fiddle with anything.
No, but your volume's reduced because the game audio's on desktop audio.
Oh.
And now I have 6 audio sources and I can't get rid of some of them.
If you can't get rid of some of them, you can mess with them later. Just mute them, and then we can carry on. You
I
can
can't,
just
I can't even mute them.
why don't you show me what you're seeing? And
Okay,
I'll attempt to diagnose.
I didn't want to do this in the middle of the stream.
It's okay. Don't worry. Sometimes technical difficulties happen during streams. We have to fix them during the streams, and that's fine.
I don't know what to show you, honestly.
Okay, let's have a look. See. What's application audio capture?
Application audio capture allows you to capture audio from only one audio source, so like Discord or a video game, but nothing else on your computer. You can play music and it will not pick it up on stream.
No, I don't have that. Audio input capture is your microphone, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Well, actually,
Browser is a browser.
Mic aux is mic capture. Audio input capture is one I accidentally added.
Oh, okay. I think you could just, if you go to your OBS, like not this display, but the actual, like the one with the volume sliders and everything. Just
now I hear myself.
Yeah. That's the thing. I think you might need to get rid of that one audio thing.
Which one?
Audio device. The aux capture.
Hold on.
Isn't it aux capture? The other one that you just added.
No, I just. Oh my god.
Calm down. It's okay.
Ah.
Take it slow.
Wait. I think I got it.
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
And then the easiest way to increase my volume is just right-click me in Discord and turn up my volume.
Yeah, but you're loud to me, but you were quieter on the desktop audio, which is reduced because
weird.
I need to be louder than the game.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Because I'm louder than the game and you're playing at full volume for me and the game's at full volume. It means that you're at reduced volume because you're reduced along with the game.
Oh, okay.
Because I could barely fucking hear you on the VOD.
Oh dear, no, that's not great. I think I suppose what you can do is keep everything as is, but like you turn down the game volume, like in the game if you can.
I've already set it to capture Discord and the game separately.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, if it captures Discord and the game separately, then that should be fine, I guess.
It's just a lot of fucking sound bars that I have to look at.
Ah, okay. And also, now that I'm here, can you stream the game here, please?
Okay, hold on. Sorry, I'm doing a lot right now. I only have one monitor.
It's okay. You're managing fine. You're fine.
Okay.
Okay. Let's have a look. See what these two ding dongs are. Let's have a feel of what we're trying to disprove these two ding dongs are saying.
This is really affecting my frame rate.
Oh no. Oh yeah, it is. Holy shit. Okay, I'll just use Twitch. It's fine. You can stop. I'll just use Twitch. It's okay. My responses will just be a little bit delayed compared to this.
Yeah, this computer's not as good as my old one, but I don't have the money for a new one right now. Wait, where's the autopsy report?
It's weird that they didn't ding you for the for that other one that you did a while earlier. It's kind of weird. The bullet entered the body from the back on a gently rising diagonal trajectory. Maybe he was like shot from like below. Right?
I guess?
Like by someone shorter than him?
No, that didn't do anything.
Oh, damn it.
Saying that the Mr. Windibank had a gun in his hands? Oh yeah, but that was his side A. Them two waving them guns at each other. Pretty heated. I mean, just before we shouted out, we've heard the geezer say, if you don't want to get shot. Oh, I heard this already.
If you don't want to get shot, then don't shoot.
Oh, in fact, you heard the voice and the gunshot almost simultaneously. We did, Gov, we did! Although, I suppose, if you're being honest, we heard a kind of wavering voice before the yell and all. If you don't want to get shot. Give me that gun, pew, bang, pew. That kind of thing.
A career in acting tragically missed. So the voice came from the storeroom where there was.
And you both knew Mr. Windibank and the sound of his voice? Eh? So it would mean what? What, Nash, what? Any ideas? Yes, Counsel, indeed it would. He didn't know the geezer. How am I supposed to deny it when the poke and all that fancy clobber's giving us the evil eye?
I mean, so that's the inconsistency, right?
Yeah, but it didn't do anything.
But how would we prove that they knew Mr. Windibank, though?
No.
Yep, one.
There has to be a reason why it didn't penalize me for presenting that photograph. There's got to be, like, something involving that.
Maybe something on the photograph itself.
No, because you can't examine it. Like, well, I mean, I got this. Oops, fuck. They keep moving this. He got shot in the fucking back.
Mm-hmm. But if you say, give me that gun, like, that would assume that he was facing Gina, right?
But on the night in question, the victim, Mr. Windibank, was wielding a gun. Is that correct? That's it, Gov. You've got the picture. Yes, Nash, he has, no question. And yet, photographic evidence obtained immediately after the incident clearly shows he was shot in the back with this, like, really bad Photoshop effect. Also, he wasn't holding a gun. Hey, you what? Gordon Bennett, that ain't right. No question that the victim's revolver was used in the incident. I remind the court that Mr. Windibank's gun was found at the scene. Not only that was identified as this murder weapon, it was found in the accused's hands. Yeah, that Multuller used the victim's own gun to finish him off. Give me that gun. Bam. Like that. Stop doing the same animation. Right there.
Hold it.
Eh? The crime had taken place as you so colorfully described in your testimony. To give rise to an undeniable and significant instance in the final moments you acted out.
Inconsistency.
Goodness, are you sure, counsel? Intrigue me, my learned friend. I want to see some evidence to support your claim. First, the proof that demonstrates his inconsistency in the witness portrayal of the victim's final moments.
And now you present the picture of him getting shot in the back. Yay!
But I just did.
Oh, the autopsy report.
According to their testimony, the witnesses claimed to have heard a shout of, "Give me that gun!" before the gunshot. Indeed, with those two events happening almost simultaneously, or so we've been led to believe. Yes, that's right. Now, if that testimony is true, it means at the moment of death, the victim and his attacker would have been facing each other. However, papers in the autopsy report, it clearly states the victim died instantly after being shot from behind. Ah.
Aha! There's your inconsistency.
So, as I stated before, there is an undeniable Ah!
Mr. Skulkin.
But, it's the God's honest truth. It is, Nash, it is. When we was shot that night. Shopkeeper had a gun in his hand. We saw it with our own bleeding eyes. Did I hear you right just now? You actually saw Mr. Windibank holding a gun? Alright. Someone like that must have slipped out. Ladies and gentlemen, hold around the bit. I'm being thrown off. That on the night in question, they actually saw with their own eyes the victim wielding the gun. Which can only mean that despite their testimony to the contrary, Gina's the one that got shot. What?
Wait, what?
Oh. Nash.
They docked on the photo. Gina got shot, actually.
Photoshop.
It's all Photoshop.
Order! Witnesses, explain yourself at once. Well, the thing is, we're supposed to, deem that my previous warning fell on deaf ears. Made it quite clear that false witness would be the death of you, and now I'm gonna kill you. Right now!
I have a gun. Bang!
Bang! These two untruths of the original testimony with renewed lies. I'm ever so sorry, Governor. The truth is, we see, cut it out, Nash, cut it out! We blab now. You know what I'll do to us? E? What are they talking about? You mean E?
Yeah, who is he?
E. E.
E. E.
E did it. Make your position here perfectly clear.
This vowel did it. Yeah.
You will talk. There is no other option available to you. Rev, come on, the game's up. But I have a guts for garters. Case hasn't quite sunk in yet. No matter how hard you try to hide it, the truth will come out. Oh, the night in question. It is now apparent that you brothers met face to face with the victim. I demand you testify again to explain the precise circumstances in which this meeting took place. Yeah, we will. We have to. On pain of death. I suggest you make yourselves fully aware that this is your very last chance to tell the truth.
These people are shady. I don't like them.
Is there any way I can, like, stream without fucking up my frame rate? I'll try again. Hold on.
Okay.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn down the frame rate. Alright, so we just got inside the gaff and I had this sigh of relief when the geezer showed his mug. Give me that gun, he bellowed. And he flew out at us like he was possessed. I thought we had it. No, it's still doing it. Fuck.
I mean, it's not as noticeable on Twitch.
Pulled me gun on him, and then I legged it through that door into the back room. Had nothing to do with killing him. I'm gonna lower the quality again. You're gonna watch this in like an 8-bit JPEG. Except, not like that.
What? And then you disconnect it.
You're gonna watch it like an 8-bit JPEG. No, hold on.
There's a zit on my upper lip that isn't just. Ugh, it's annoying.
You're telling us that moments before the victim was killed in the storeroom, you in fact encountered him in the main part of the shop? Yeah, well, yeah, sorry. Well, we find ourselves at an interesting juncture. This changes matters considerably. But honest, Governor, this time, Nash, this time, we ain't got nothing more to hide. Very well, counsel for the defense. You may proceed with your cross-examine thingy. Yes, my lord. This is it? Okay, it's actually fine now. The moment I've been waiting for.
Yay! Cross-examination.
Alright, so we just got inside the gaff and heaved a sigh of relief with the geezer. Okay, so. Okay. I'll press him on everything. Fuck it. When you say geezer, I presume you mean the victim and the proprietor of the shop, Mr. Windabank. Oh, well, sorry. I mean, that's right. He was keeping a close eye on the interest of the gaff, obviously. He never thought no one was gonna come out the back room like that.
When they say gaff, they mean the shop, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Back room being the pawnbrokery storeroom. Yeah, that must be where it popped up from. Only place he could have been. It would seem the victim was already in the storeroom when these brothers entered the premises. Which means Shinny must have been there at this point as well. Doesn't make sense, does it? Hina threatened Mr. Windabank into the storeroom with her at gunpoint. And why would he have emerged from the same room all alone when the brothers arrived? Oh, I don't know. Did you see the accused at that time? What, that Moltooler? I couldn't tell you. No way, Cobber. Had bigger fish to fry then. I mean, the old geezer just lost it. Give me that gun.
Gunny bellow. So
He flew at us like a ninja. What the fuck's happening? Whoa. Whoa, why was it skipping like that?
I don't know.
Well, old geezer, the bulk was strong as an ox. He chucked me over the counter. Yes, I noted that you mentioned the counter in your previous testimony, too. Well, yeah, of course we did. He knocked over a load of books, a candlestick, and a skull and whatnot. Okay, so this is all the same testimony. So I'm back at the old one? Why is my fucking game skipping? I don't understand what's going on. It's like going to the next dialogue without me.
Did you press autoplay?
No.
I think maybe it might be reading like double inputs from your mouse.
We intend to shoot
You might
Mr.
have to
Windabank?
just
And I never. I was just, you know, looking out for me bruv, weren't I? He was being flattened, don't forget. By a man whose shop was being burgled, yes. And then the man fled into the storeroom and you pointed your gun at him, is that it? Yeah, that's it. He shoved me away, then ran through that door and shut himself in. Something about that last remark. Something that doesn't quite ring true. I wonder why Mr. Windibank ran away into the storeroom. What? Well, according to what everyone's saying, Minnie was in there waiting for him with a gun. Yes, that's right. Jean allegedly used Mr. Windibank's gun to threaten him and force him into the storeroom door. In which case, how did the gun end up in Mr. Windibank's hands again? I have no idea. That is strange, isn't it? A little inconsistency could be significant. I should make a mental note of it. Mental note. No. Inside the storeroom with the pawnbroker, there was only one other person. The sole person who could have possibly shot the victim, the accused, Miss Gina Lestrade. Ah! It would indeed appear so. What say you to that, counsel? I don't know. Anyone else apart from Gina who could have possibly shot Mr. Windibank? It could have been.
I mean, there could have been, yeah.
What should I look for? From the moment you admitted that you'd encountered the victim face to face that night. The course of this trial changed completely. Did? Was your point, my learned friend? The question we answer is who could have shot Mr. Windibank? And it's a belief for the defense that the defendant is not only is the only possible answer at all. You have my attention. In that case, let us return to this plan of the premises. The victim was killed in the storeroom, what was locked from the inside. Those are the facts. So pray, what the possible answer to the question of who shot the man there could be. Counsel, you must now provide answers to the court in respect to the two conundrums. Two, my lord. Twice as many chances to be right, maybe? Indeed. Namely, what location did the culprit shoot the victim? And furthermore, where was the victim at the time? Understood, my lord. You're right. I'm not entirely sure. There was one thing I am sure about. I could prove that there's a credible new alternative to what happened. It changed Gina's prospects hugely. Now, time for some clarity. Show the court on this plan with the answers to the questions posed by his lordship. Where would they fire the gun?
Through the door, right?
Through the door?
Like, it would have been like there or something?
Maybe.
Because he was shot in the back.
The defense believes the culprit could have been shot from the victim in this location here. In answer to the second question, assuming the culprit fired from the location indicated, where was the victim at the time? Where he was.
Where he was, yeah.
Culprit shot the victim from outside the storeroom. Continue. Mr. Windibank died instantly from a bullet wound in his back. Looking at the stain of blood on the storeroom floor, it doesn't appear that the body was moved after death, which tells us he was almost certainly shot while he was in the storeroom. However, the crucial point is, where was the shooter from when the fatal bullet was fired? You are adamant the shot was fired from outside the storeroom. Well, according to the Skulkin brothers' earlier testimony. I pulled me gun on him, and then he legged it through that door into the back room. I don't know why I echoed when he said that, but Mr. Windibank ran through that door.
Oh.
You have to assume that door was open at the time. At precisely that moment when the victim was fleeing for his life. But the brothers had the perfect opportunity to shoot the man in the back once he was inside the storeroom. That wasn't the conclusion I was coming up with, but all right. I thought he did a little peekaboo and fucking opened the little window and then shot him through the window.
But I suppose the door was fully open.
Door. Unless he could phase through doors. On the findings of Scotland Yard's coroner, his report states the bullet entered the body on a rising diagonal trajectory. It means the victim was likely shot by someone significantly shorter in height than himself. Poor man, shot while he was running as fast as he could to safety. Horse. He would have been leaning forward as he was running away. He was Naruto running to the door. If the bullet was fired horizontally, it would still have entered his body on an upward trajectory. The culprit isn't necessarily someone shorter than Mr. Windibank.
Someone lying down on the floor like fucking...
My learned friend can't have forgotten. But the storeroom door is found closed and locked from the inside.
He was shot before they closed the door, obviously.
Claimed the victim was shot as he fled into the room. He also claimed his corpse was dexterous enough to turn the key in the lock.
I mean, Gina might have been the one who locked the door.
Someone else locked the door. Yes, there is someone else who could have locked the storeroom door. That's so. Very well then, counsel. Present your hypothesis to the court. The scenario you just described. The defense's assertion is that the victim was shot from outside the storeroom. In which case, who shut and locked the storeroom door from the inside? Binaba, girl. She's 17? I thought she was way younger than that. Okay.
I thought she was like 15 or something.
Obviously, the person who... Well, everyone was calling her little girl. 17's not little. It's girl. She's still a girl, but not little. Defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade. That's more like a medium-sized girl. I don't know. That's absurd. You're suggesting that the accused deliberately engineered the sealed room? What possible reason? Such actions would have served to tighten the noose around her neck.
No, I mean, she locked the door so she wouldn't get shot.
Gun. They had a gun. I'm inclined to agree, I must say. Well, counsel. Yes, that's a tricky one, that, isn't it? Half-baked notions have no place in my courtroom. Counsel, consider that, please. Of course Ginny would have locked the door. He had a gun. Almost goes without saying, doesn't it? It does? If I was Ginny in that situation, I know I would have locked the door. Fuck. As quickly as I could.
Yeah. Oh
I
god,
mean,
someone got shot. I'm locking the door.
Those two burglars have just fired a gun in her direction, hadn't they? What? She wasn't trying to, like, make a difficult murder scene for a trial of some sort? And was just being like, they have a gun, I'm hiding? Before the two brothers arrived, Miss Lestrade and Mr. Windibank were in the storeroom together. Now, I don't know what went on between them at that time, but at some point, Mr. Windibank must have heard the intruders breaking into his shop and left the storeroom. Intruders, eh? That's us, bruv. If your theory is correct, that would leave the accused alone in the storeroom. Yes, it would. Then, probably only moments later, the victim fled back through the storeroom door, hoping to escape danger. Gun.
Bang.
Hit in the back by the bullet, Mr. Windibank fell to the floor where he was, just inside the storeroom. We come to ask ourselves now is what would the defendant have done in that moment? I see where you're going with this. Outside the storeroom was a terrifying killer that had just murdered Mr. Windibank. As soon as the thought struck Miss Lestrade, she slammed the door shut and locked it. In order to save her own life. But I mean, we ain't the ones who done it.
The fuck?
We ain't
going on?
We ain't. You gotta believe us. I mean, come on. We'd never shoot no one unless they were Sherlock Holmes, of course.
Yeah, in which case we'd totally shoot him.
That's plain untrue. And if for a fact you would. Because before my own eyes, you shot Mr. Sherlock Holmes. He's literally Sherlock Holmes in the Japanese version. There's only one logical conclusion here.
I saw the cutscene where he referred to
Mr.
Sholmes
Skulkin.
as Holmes.
You brothers had every opportunity to have been the true perpetrators of Mr. Windibank's murder.
Oh no.
Ah!
I still don't like that the police constable holds his fish and chips like it's an ice cream cone.
You mean to say it wasn't the pickpocket who shot the pawnbroker after all? You should have known it was those three brothers. They look as shady as a dense forest. That was amazing. All the members of the jury seem to be firmly on your side now. I know. First time ever. And probably the last.
Damn it, Reno.
I think you've done it. Surely I'll have to get the verdict of not. An admirable effort, my learned friend. What? What? He's laughing. You find the situation amusing, Lord Van Zieks. I found myself the defense's argument most persuasive. Wine.
It's always wine.
I dare say. Such chicanery is the bread and butter of the street performers in your provincial eastern nation. He defecated through a sunroof. No. Blatantly malicious. It was 1216. One after Magna Carta. I knew it.
For fuck's sake.
But he's
also.
But he's always gonna be Slippin' Jimmy.
How much you want to bet? What's it? He's gonna put the leggy on the table next.
Blatantly malicious conjuring tricks amount to nothing more than excusable pedophagy here.
Leggy.
What?
Oh.
Hypothesis you put forward is so ostensibly credibly cannot and will not stand. Because, you see, it contains a fatal flaw. Fatal flaw? Do you mean to tell me what you're unaware of your logic's failing? I say, Lord Van Zieks. Have you an idea to explain this ballet conjuring trick or whatever it is to the troops on the ground? Isn't your wife in jail?
Oh yeah, he is.
Fatal flaw, my learned friend's argument is really very simple to understand. Ah!
The wine again.
Dim-witted to count bullets. By George, count bullets. 1, 2, 3. Oh dear.
Bang one,
them.
bang two, bang three.
What's everyone talking about? Counsel. Yes, sir. Tell the court how many bullets were found at the scene of the crime.
1?
2. 2 bullets. Correct. The first, that which the victim in the back, ending his life. And the second, that struck the detective, Mr. Sherlock Holmes, on his arrival at the scene. Indeed. The defense presented a picture showing the damage caused by the second bullet earlier in the proceedings. The bullet which injured Mr. Sholmes appears to have passed through his body to strike the calendar.
Oh. Wait, why is there green stuff on that thing?
During the investigation, there's a blood sample kit that Iris gave us, and it shows like each person's like blood color. So this is the this is the note that Mr. McGilded gave to Gina.
Okay.
This is him, and this is Sherlock Holmes.
Someone else, someone's blood.
Someone's blood, but most likely Sherlock Holmes' blood.
Most likely. Okay. Gotcha.
Furthermore,
Like
we
an
know there are
evidence kit.
2 firearms involved in the incident. The revolver belonging to the victim, Mr. Windibank, and the Skulkin brothers' revolver. Evidence shows that a single bullet was fired from each gun. Yes, indeed it does. A single bullet from each. Now then, my learned friend. Oh, that's me. You yourself told the court only moments ago.
Oh, that's me.
And the two brothers shot Mr. Herlock Sholmes right before your eyes. Yes, I did. My goodness! I think you'll find that a single bullet was fired from the brother's gun hit Mr. Holmes, it means. Winterbeck, not shot by the same gun. Stop. With only one bullet. Stop. Stop. Exactly. Yes, this Nippony street performer presented an ostensibly credible argument, however.
I just hate how Van Zieks keeps referring to Ryunosuke as a fucking charlatan when he's been consistently disproven in court multiple times.
Why do you consider me stupid when you've taken 2 L's so far? He's saying that, like, they would have to have shot Mr. Windibank with his own gun before the door closed.
Yeah. Somehow. Because they use their...
Ah! I forget the discourtesy.
Someone in the audience like, my face!
Flinging the dregs of this hallowed nectar into the public gallery. I'm bleeding! Look, Van Zieks!
I'll have you brought in for... I'll have you brought in on charges of assault. Idiot.
The accused, Miss Gina Lestrade, is no ordinary little girl. She's 17. Despite her young years, she can regrettably no longer be described as a juvenile.
No, that'd be 18, dummy.
No, the person in the dock is far from a law-abiding citizen. She has a past riddled with criminal conduct.
Yes.
The truth is, the accused broke into the pawnbrokery at night with loathsome intent. As we can see beyond doubt in this print, which depicts her threatening the victim with a murder weapon. And I have here in my possession one more piece of evidence the prosecution wishes to present.
Oh, hey, the disc.
I'll be taking that whenever Ms. McGilda down to the yard. Thank you very much. No, don't. Don't give it to him. It's mine, that is. Mine. Sorry, miss. Fuck you.
Fuck right off.
Yes, that music box disc. Mr. McGilden's music box disc. The Mr. McGilden's music box disc that contains music. With a box disc. Hateful murder of Mr. Windibank. The accused attempted to make off with this article, which clearly doesn't belong to her. With none more to the subtlety of the pickpocket, I might add, but by brute force and brazen impudence. Good gracious, profiling. Ooh.
Oh my god.
Make no
Who
mistake.
could have guessed?
Any sympathy for the accused on this count of her years is misguided and dangerous. There are no depths to this girl who will not stoop if pushed. No crime she would not commit. The court forgets that fact at its peril. I see. And be prudent to take this music box disc into evidence, counsel. As a grim testament to the defendant's Oh, Lord Van Zieks,
Fish and chips.
Inspector Gregson, what? Yes, Inspector. We had a meeting yesterday at the yard with that prosecution service, and, I think it was agreed that the disc shouldn't be used as evidence.
Uh-oh.
What's this all about? Why is the inspector acting strangely?
Yeah, he's been acting strangely from the moment you started this case, like.
It's the first time he's said anything to Van Zieks at all. I am unaware of any such meeting. But those were the instructions! Right from the top. The government bigwigs were insistent. Inspector, I am the prosecutor, and I alone determine how to present my case. Your warning is noted. Thank you. Prosecution wishes to proceed with submitting this disc as evidence, my lord. Indeed. Bailiff! Me.
Yay, music box disc.
Prosecution has established the accused motives, opportunity, and basis of character. Hold on a second. We got a blood testing kit, so I want to see if I can get, if there's a way I can
The
get...
blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing.
Oh, Runo, look. This is blood. Yes.
This is blood. How do you know? How do you know, Iris? I licked it.
Austere, but definitely blood. Actually, I feel as though I might have noticed that before. My
Yeah, you
time to
did when you
shine
had the
again.
best-
I thought I'd be waiting forever. What color's the blood gonna turn? Ooh.
Oh, what color? What color is it? What's it gonna be?
Green.
Green. Oh.
Wait, that color. What is it? It's just that green. It. Not the first time we've seen that color, is it?
So wait, that's like Sholmes's blood.
That's Sholmes's blood, I think.
That's Holmes's blood.
It's Holmes's
But how
blood.
did his blood end up on the music disc, though?
Also, I want this. Rather mistakenly defended. I wonder what his name is doing on the back of his disc. That's a question I'd love to know the answer to myself. Oh, I thought it was like a folded up note. It's just for Mr.
Oh.
McGilded. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so back to the bloodstain profile. I am getting a lot of fucking evidence. Jesus Christ. So
Yeah, this is a lot of shit, man.
yeah, green for the thing that shot Sherlock, apparently.
Yep.
And green for the
The
music.
blue for and blue for so like whoever
It's not the victim,
if
and
Sholmes-
it's not the old guy from
Yeah.
the second case or third case. Nothing
Oh, if
more to
only
add.
Sholmes were here.
And now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I await your informed decision and rest my case. I don't believe it. He said mental gen.
Mental Gen.
I had the jury on my side for once, involved for 5 minutes. Oh dear, it wasn't even for 5 minutes. It was for 3 minutes. My lord! Wonder if I might say something at this point. Proceed,
Yeah.
Mr. Foreman.
Good they don't have to. Good they now they don't have your wife here to slap you in the
There's
face,
something
huh?
about a bit of fog up to now, truth be told, but all of a sudden... It's as obvious to me and my men. There's only one thing for it. Oh no! I have to do this shit again. Very well, the court will hear from the jury. Ladies
Fucking
and
hell.
gentlemen, will present your leanings to the defendant's culpability.
有罪
有罪
有罪有罪
有罪
Why is that old
You're
man
right.
dressed up as a doctor now?
He's a doctor.
Oh, and why is the lady with the typewriter now also got a telegraph machine?
I don't know.
Isn't she typewriter lady?
We have a
Or
consensus
was.
among the jury, it seems. You have eliminated the impossible. Whatever remains must be the truth. My line, I wrote that. For Sherlock. Can't do that. Plagiarism.
Yeah, definitely we're not finished yet.
There's more to this case than we realize. Must be, because there's one thing that I'm absolutely certain of. Mina didn't shoot Mr. Windibank. That's beyond my doubt. Any doubt. Eh. Very well. We shall proceed with the second summation examination of the day. I'm going to be like 4 more of these, I swear to God. Aerodem Squadron is primed and ready for action, sir. It's time
Aerodem.
for sex. Ah,
Oh no. No. It's time to pour hot tea on his lap again.
yes. So, ladies and gentlemen of the court, thing.
Jury.
Do the
Thing.
thing. Do the thing.
Do the thing. Judicial findings.
Once a rogue, always a rogue, I say, huh? If we're to us law-abiding citizens. As only 2 bullets were found at the scene, I'd say the whole case is done and dusted.
I just like how the second juror is always the maid and she's always polishing the same spot on the table.
You don't need a stereoscope to see the truth here. In whichever way you look at it, the truth is it was that pickpocket.
Is that an ophthalmologist?
I never imagined that simple operation would cause me such grief. Used attempted theft on the previous day, I can see, for I'm in a busy day ahead. I am ballistics expert. I've seen many shootings, so it's not I do not know about guns.
Yes, Mr. Foreign insurgent from other country. I mean Russia, I mean other country.
Mysterious Eastern Europe.
Mysterious, non-specific Eastern European country, you see. Yes, yes, quite.
I admit I was rather bowled over the argument put forward by the chap in black. And that fell apart like a house of cards. I saw I'd jolly well been hoodwinked.
Where's your hood?
Well, no more. And the whole courtroom's turning against me. Not fair.
It's not
Iris?
yeah, it's definitely not fair.
The prosecutor's being mean.
The prosecutor's being mean.
Just because Ginny's done some things she shouldn't have done in the past.
Doesn't make her a
That
murderer.
doesn't make her a murderer.
Wine.
Oh, what? Another wine bottle. Leggy?
I mean, savor this
You-
fruity
the legs-
vintage while I savor your spectacle of fruitless debate on the matter. Fruity.
You gonna put your leg on the table, Van Zeeks?
The truth coming out eventually. Like me coming out. I'm gay. No.
I'm gay. That's the reason why I've been drinking all this wine.
You ever been trying being gay in the 1800s? Just not feasible.
Not scientific. Oh wait, no, hold on. Where is it?
Oh yeah, I joined one new Discord, so let's see what noises they made. They didn't make any. Fuck.
Aw. Where is the not scientifically possible? Where'd it go?
Would you please stop muttering about things that have nothing to do with this trial, sir? The defendant's life is on the line here. Oh, well, the thing is, couldn't really say that it was nothing to do with this trial, to be honest. Huh? There's no question that the man was shot, but the bullet has simply vanished from his stomach.
What?
It's quite inexplicable, don't you think? I almost don't want to ask, but the surgery you've been muttering about all this time, you were operating it on...
The victim?
What was the fellow's name now? Hairlick? No. Hairlock? No.
Oh, it's fucking Sherlock Holmes.
Hairlock, why are you a doctor who got called in as a witness? Or as a jury member?
Right?
Sherlock Holmes, by any
Sherlock-
chance?
Jesus Christ.
Holy shit, yeah! It was that Hairlock fellow!
You know, with his hair in a lot. What?
Nani! That's right. Using the various latest anesthesia techniques, I might add. It's a fairly major op, I tell you.
I just want to imagine those latest, quote unquote, latest anesthesia techniques. Someone just bonking him on the
We
head.
bumped him on the head real hard. Let me see. The fellow was brought in not long after midnight, if I remember correctly. They said he'd been shot by some criminal or other. So I opened up like a shot. But the funny thing is, I went over his insides with a fine-tooth comb. I couldn't find the bullet anywhere. Right, I had to throw up into his hole
I to throw up into his chest.
and then stitch the fellow back up.
Everyone in the court was like, ew.
You vomited into his open chest wound?
Open chest cavity. Van Zeek just turns around, looks at him, and says, like, you know, we should have your medical license revoked.
Bullet's still at the scene of the shooting.
Oh, that means the other bullet that hit Holmes is there somewhere, right?
Bullet fired by the Skulkin brothers fired at Mr. Sholmes, hit him in the stomach region, and exited his body and launched into the shop wall by the calendar was hanging by the door. I think you'll find it's really quite simple if you just consider the problem three-dimensionally. you think I am, son? Well,
I think you're.
juror number 4. It's about the best I could do. As soon as I saw the man's stomach, I flipped him over. Like a pancake? Yes, exactly like a pancake. Are you checking? Are you saying that you checked his back?
Why would you use that metaphor, Ryunosuke?
He's
Like
like-
a pancake?
There wasn't a trace of injury. No sign the bullet had left the body at all. What?
Wait, so if Holmes got shot, that means
That's the point. The only logical conclusion is the bullet was still somewhere in the man's innards. Exactly
Wait,
what
so
I said
did-
about slicing him up.
so did Holmes fake getting shot?
Still none the wiser, even now. How many times do I have to say? No, he had a front wound, but he didn't have a back wound. Can somebody
He had a
please
front
explain how this happened? Can someone please solve the mystery?
He had a front wound, no back wound, no bullet inside him.
He had a front wound, no back wound, no bullet inside him, and there was a bullet in the wall.
What the fuck?
There was a third gun, and it wasn't not evidence.
Yeah.
He was in a bad
He was
way.
in a bad way.
He lost without a huge amount of blood. I don't know whose voices to do. I suspect he was shot at quite closely.
Do you want me? Do you want me to just do the jury?
I would say do the
I can do-
jury and maybe some of the witnesses and maybe Iris.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah. You can do like Ryunosuke and Van Zeeks
And the judge, I guess.
and the judge and the judge.
Ernst.
As I said, I flipped the fellow over and examined his back, but there was no sign of an exit wound.
He was like a pancake.
But a Japanese one or a Western one? Which is why I thought better locate the lug and pop it out.
You say you found no bullet inside the patient.
Well, I wouldn't have done, would I? Besides, it's in the wall of the because it's in the wall of the pawnbrokers. But how did it get there? I need someone to solve this mystery before it drives me to insanity.
Hey, the Russian guy said he was a ballistics expert.
If only there was some expert in ballistics who would help me. It's untrustworthy. Yeah, the Russian guy said he was good at bullets. So you need to pit him against the Russian. Sorry, the mysterious Eastern European man.
His statements clearly contradict the idea that all I do is pit two jurors against each other.
Fucking hell. Ryunosuke. Ooh, a ballistic expert. I didn't even notice you on the panel before, you dumb Pitting. P-I-T...
He's got a little mouth.
I do not know what this word means.
And the night in
my friend.
question, Mr. Shulms was
Tuk,
taught
tuk,
by
tuk, tuk, tuk,
one of the Skulkin brothers. And since there was no sign of an exit wound on his back, don't assume the bullet
Tuk,
didn't
tuk,
pass
tuk,
through him. However, no bullet was found on Mr.
tuk, tuk,
Shulms'
tuk.
body either. Furthermore, a bullet was found lodged in the wall of the shop where Mr. Shulms was shot. Who else was shot?
Juror number 6. Hello, my name is Wieland. Pleased to meet you.
I am from Eastern Europe.
I'm from non-specific part of Eastern Europe. Yes.
Apparent contradiction for facts is so clearly troubling. Juror number 4. Are you able to explain the mystery? It might be history. Reading Rainbow.
I have seen very similar situation in motherland. It was night. There was blizzard. I was running away along mountain road in freezing
You
cold.
could hold it upside down and the ice cream wouldn't fall out from blizzard. Ollie.
Akira. The snow was piling high on both sides of road. It was very narrow and dangerous. My pursuers had hunting rifles, and
Doggy.
they were on dog sleds. Doggy!
Looks like the mouse has a speech bubble.
Yeah, it does, and it's so cute.
Mental note, don't ask too many questions.
I was shot from behind and I fell down in snow. And the situation was really similar to what I hear today from doctor. They could not find bullet in my body. And no sign of, how do you say, exit wound.
Then where would the bullet go? In S.
Bullet never hit me. It went into my ass.
And out the other end.
Well, if it never hit you, why did you fall down?
Bullet hit the frozen wall of... Oh,
Bullet
shit.
hit frozen wall of ice very close to my side.
It ricochet?
Ricochet? What? I don't get... One small piece, very sharp, broke away from lump of ice and pierced my body. It made deep wound that looked just like bullet wound. A bullet-sized piece of ice. Yes, quite. Good gracious! Of course, piece of ice quickly melted inside of me. And that is solution to mystery of disappearing
And
bullet.
that's how JFK got killed. What?
Ice bullet. Didn't they test that shit in Mythbusters?
Yeah, they did. I fucking love Mythbusters.
I love Mythbusters, yeah. But that doesn't answer the question at all.
I'm old.
I'm old.
Huh?
I also don't understand either. The shooting happened in a pawnbroker's shop, where there is no ice, you dummy. Not some snowy mountain road in another country.
Oh yeah, it did. Good idea, but we might not be looking at exactly the same scenario here.
Bruno, where exactly was Hurley shot again?
Well, according to the report, in his stomach. Sort of around this area, I think.
I can't see that, Bruno.
Oh, it's in first person, you stupid.
His man purse. Well, that's precisely where he always wears the little pouch on his belt.
Pouch? I might have noticed something like that.
Yeah, a pouch. It's where he keeps 3 glass vials of very dangerous chemicals that he uses in his investigations.
Why would he have that?
If they had a risk of like getting shot in the vials and then the contents of the vials going to his body.
Really? Doctor! Where's the pouch Mr. Sholmes was wearing?
Well, the fellow had nothing like that on his person when he arrived at the hospital, as far as I remember.
If I may... Lord Van Zeeks. While I realize it is forbidden for the prosecution to interject during a summation examination, I should inform the defense that I have the pouch in question in the antechamber outside the courtroom.
Withholding evidence, I see,
sorry?
Mr. Van Zeeks.
As I understand it, when the police arrived on the scene and found Mr. Sholmes injured, they removed the pouch in order to assess the wound.
Oh, thank goodness. I thought I was getting forgetful for a second.
Ah, my sciatica! Since then, it's been my safekeeping, along with all the other evidence relating to this case. I can personally vouch for the fact that it had not been touched since this incident occurred. Very well.
Admitted as evidence.
While extremely unconventional during a summation examination, I must demand the prosecution present this item in question with all speed. Bring forth Mr. Herlock Sholmes' pouch.
I wonder what sort of dangerous chemicals he had inside that pouch.
Dangerous chemicals. The dangerous kind. That pouch worn by Mr. Holmes on the night in question, is it?
Oh.
Look at that.
Would you look at that?
One of the files is broken and the leather around it scorched black. Like my soul. It's almost as if the file exploded.
Holy shit!
Exploded. So, that night, a bullet from the Sulkin brothers' gun struck Mr. Sholmes' pouch.
And it was the glass vial exploding that caused the fellow's injury. This bullet did not penetrate victim, but was deflected into wall of shop.
So the green is his blood? Then why is his blood on that...
Music disc.
Why is the blood on the music disc? I thought...
Yeah.
Oh, I remember who the green's blood was.
Oh, whose was it?
It was fucking Eggert, the guy who was like fighting Gina for the disc. She cut his hand when they were they were wrestling over the disc.
It was the dude in white, right?
So that means he was shot, and he might have been there. He might have...
Yeah.
The guy who pirouetted away.
Yeah. But now we gotta prove it.
But there's no bearing on the truth of this case. These bungling and burgling brothers shot the detective, and the accused shot the pawnbroker. Pertinent facts of this case remain unaltered.
But at least the mystery is solved. I can sleep easy tonight. Thank you, young man. Duh. Thank you very much.
I love Mousy, a little baby. Due to its bearing on the conundrums is solved, the court will sequester this scruffy pouch's evidence.
Add to the Curly's pouches is scruffy. Ta-da!
All right. I don't know if looking at it will do anything, but I'm gonna look at it.
Yeah.
More evidence for the pile. I'm just hoarding it like
Pile
a
of
dragon.
Yeah.
So it hit him here, and it clipped.
Oh,
the
and then it
first one.
bounced off the glass vial, and then like went up. I think. Like went up
Scorched
out of the
badly
pouch.
just here. The bullet hit then. Ooh.
Oh, there's the bullet.
Wait a minute.
Hey, wait a minute.
What?
Hey, wait a minute. Hold on a second. So if the bullet's right there, then
Iris,
where'd
look.
that bullet in the calendar come from? Ah, that's the Skulkin Brothers bullet.
I'm gonna eat it. What a stroke of luck. It hit his pouch. Amazing discovery. What this means is there was 3 bullets fired at Mr. Winnebex that night. Exactly what the juror was
We
talking
found
about.
exactly what the juror was talking about. Oh, sorry. The 3rd bullet. It's wait, which juror had said something about the 3rd bullet?
Back to the thing. Please, my lord. A little more time. After all, that's a new piece of evidence that I just looked at. That could be a valuable clue that I just looked at. And you can't afford to overlook anything here, Ryunosuke, which you didn't, because you just looked at
You
it.
didn't, because you just looked at it.
There's still a way to turn this around somehow. I'm sure of it by looking at the thing I just looked at.
Pickpocket. There's only 2. Ah, there you go.
Who do I pit her against?
The Russian dude?
Wait, no, I don't pit. I press. Fuck.
Yeah, you press. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. It's the number of bullets that has you convinced. Only 2. Oh.
Oh, do you have to present it? I think, or are you allowed to present evidence?
I'm not allowed to present evidence.
Oh, dang it!
That's logical, I suppose. Although,
Yeah. Sometimes after dinner, crockery does go missing. 1 or 2 guests rather like the fine china, and you don't stop them from stealing.
is your employer dined with thieves?
So I suppose. If there was another bullet somewhere of which you were unaware,
Hey, we have that.
I
We have
have
that.
to reconsider my position. I like how Ryunosuke is just holding on to the bullet, like
I have
"Hey,
that
this
in my
bullet
hand.
right here.
Bullet.
bullet.
I look at this. Here it is. We discovered it just now. Ow!
Oh my
question. In Winnipeg's pawnbrokery, another bullet was fired.
What up? Oh, Vansies.
What is this new fuckery, you Nipponese conjurer? When you find that bullet in your ass, it was lodged inside Mr. Schultz's pouch. What? This pouch was removed from around Mr. Sholmes's waist before he was taken to hospital. Since then, it has been touched by no one. Do you mean to say
I was gonna go, but you said du. I was gonna like du hast.
Du hast mich.
Du hast.
Du hast mich gefragt. Yes, as your lordship has surmised, in meiner Hintersacht. In his pouch. But that makes no sense. We already know the whereabouts of the bullet fired at Mr. Sholmes. It was clearly visible in this pornographic print.
It's clearly visible in this porn I found.
2 guns in the scene have already been submitted into the court record as evidence. Yes, that's that of Mr. Winterbank and the belonging to the Skulkin brothers. Examination of both guns revealed that only a single bullet had been fired from each.
That means there must have been a 3rd gun on the scene?
What that must mean? That's right. Mind bullets. That's telekinesis, Kyle. However, only 2 bullets were fired from the guns recovered from the crime scene, and until that inconvertible consistency is somehow
Yeah, rude words.
we cannot and must not pass judgment or lost judgment or
Judgment or lost
Yakuza 6, the Song of Life. Order! Destination examination remains incomplete. The court has been presented with new facts. Facts that would appear to shake the very foundations upon which this case, the defendant, has been built. As is my prerogative in this situation, I'm about to bust it down. I hereby temporarily suspend the summation examination.
Oh.
By Jupiter! By Neptune! By Uranus! By Pluto, but that's not a planet anymore.
It's just a hunk of rock floating in space.
Bring the witnesses back to the stand at once. Oh
Dun,
my
dun,
god.
dun.
Oh my god, we're back again. Pear, apple, potatoes. Witnesses.
Go, governor.
Were you listening to proceedings while the defense was carried out the thingy?
Oh, it was, governor. It was.
Perhaps we can dispense with this tedious preamble. Simply answer this one question. A 3rd bullet's been identified at the scene of the crime. What do you make of that?
Make of it, gov. I don't make nothing of it. Nothing if I can help it.
Is it one of yours?
How can he tell? Go blind me, gov. Go blind me, not a chance.
Well, why did there's 2 brothers? Do they have? Why don't they have 2 guns?
Yeah, I know, right? What? What? Never! The Scouting brothers work alone. It's just the 2 of us. That's our trademark.
How soon we forget, poor Sulky. Only 2 of the bullets at the crime scene originated from the firearms we have in evidence. The 3rd bullet was fired from another gun. Where is it?
Love me. That's an id scratcher, that one.
Yes?
Just talked into his beard.
I should like to hear your thoughts regarding these new developments. The 3rd bullet, and this mysterious missing firearm from whence it came. Thinking back over all the testimony we've heard and all the evidence we've seen, I think I'm starting to form a picture of what really happened that night. My lord, I think it's
I'm
clear
still
what this
lost.
3rd bullet tells us the Skulkin brothers. They had a secret accomplice.
I don't think so.
The brothers must have been working with a 3rd man. Hulk Hogan. One's Nash, after all.
Yeah. Kevin Nash, yeah, no, it's the NWO, yeah.
Witnesses are clearly doing their best to cover up the existence of this accomplice brother. But the evidence will point to the fact that someone else was present. Someone carrying a gun, dude.
Yes, a gun, brother.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah, brother.
I need more wine. An accomplice, you say? Pig swill.
Yes. Yes.
That's British for
Yes,
bullshit,
Venzies.
by the way. No.
He's gonna throw the wine bottle into the audience again.
These protracted proceedings have already forced us to endure 2 summation examinations. Yet in all
Oh my
that time,
God,
there's not been a murmur of a third man. If this apparently wraith-like being exists,
The ghost. Oh my
court
god.
must have shown hard evidence. Without it, this fantasy will be crushed. How did I not get any wine on my white gloves?
How did I not get cut by the wine glass? He just breaks it again. It's like, ah, my
Prosecution
hand!
demands answers on 2 counts. Firstly, proof, evidence that accomplice was ever at the scene of the crime. Secondly, the identity of this spurious character. Vulcans are lying, I know that. But how can I ascertain the identity of the prior person they're hiding?
It's the green blood, right?
Counsel must have proved the existence of this accomplice and reveal the person's identity even. Much of the prosecution's demand, my lord. The defense is ready. I'm ready.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
The defense is ready. I believe I can provide the answers the prosecution demands. Oh, my nipple friend. Despite the
Nipple
swimming
friend.
on it, you seem to have something to say.
Your Honor, I would like to ask, what is Lord Van Zix's fucking obsession with nipples?
In that case, counsel, I would have asked you to present the evidence without delay. In the night in question, in the moments leading up to the death of the victim, what proof you have there was a third intruder present at the scene?
The it would be like the
disc?
the green blood on the calendar, right? Or would it be the
No.
I think you might need to use the blood
The blood treat quick
the
kit.
blood report. Yeah.
I mean, technically it's the same thing, but fuck. Okay, nope. Name one of those blood samples proves the presence of a third intruder. Well, which one is it?
Obviously the green one. On the one on the calendar, I think. Yeah, that one.
By looking at here. Appears to be some green paint or such like around the bullet hole in the middle of the calendar.
it's Shrek's blood.
That's a blood stain, my
It's just
lord.
ogre blood.
A blood stain? Green blood, curious even for you. Is it to understand the intruder was an alien?
It was just an ogre, my lord. It was just an ogre.
Ogre.
Somebody once told me the world's gonna roll me. I hit the sharpest tool in the chair. New invention, stop. Not yet appeared in stories.
It's
Stop.
this, you see, it doesn't
this-
have a name yet.
It's the gun. This fogger sprays a chemical that reacts with the different elements in people's blood to change its color.
What elements?
Iron?
Yes, because I'm a copper-based life form.
Yes, everybody's blood is slightly different, you see, because it's made up of different elements.
Like fire,
Wait, that doesn't
earth,
work that
and
way.
water.
Heart. So by seeing my color changes, you can tell in the flash whose blood it is. Oh, that brings a whole extra dimension to lock in with blood. Dark
Okay.
blood and courtroom. Stop. Very exciting. Stop.
As an example, this one shows the blood of the victim, Mr. Windibank. Ah, striking blue. Like Sonic the Hedgehog, but he melted. Yes, so you see, the green color of this blood stain on the calendar shows that somebody was shot in the main part of the shop. Now hold your fire there.
Fire there, young man. Could that be from some unrelated incident, couldn't it?
No, it's not unrelated. Stupid.
Dummy, moon man.
The date on the calendar is which the date Mr. Windibank was killed. Fuck!
By golly.
We can discern that whoever was shot on the same day as the other guy was shot. On the same day. Duncan brothers don't appear to be suffering of any gunshot injuries. Which means it must be the blood of somebody else. The third intruder, in fact.
The imposter among us.
Whose identity the court is still waiting to hear. Can't delay this any longer, my learned friend. Who's the alleged third intruder? Eggy.
Eggy.
The man's name is Eggert Benedict. Eggert Benedict? What on
Eggert.
earth are you talking about, Counsel? He paid a visit to Windibank's pawnbrokery on the afternoon before the incident took place. When the accused attempted to deceive the pawnbroker into releasing this article into her possession. That's right. The man identified by the defense, Mr. Eggert Benedict, then attempted to take the article from the defendant by force.
Yeah, he was trying to snatch the disc from Gina.
Okay.
Is that not Gina, the
Yes, sir.
the pawnbroker?
I believe this filthy pocket thief has just redeemed an article from you, no? Yes, the article in question belongs to me. I demand for it to be returned at once.
So is he a
That's
robot?
a lie!
Ash?
What are you trying to pull? The gimmick was I couldn't think of a voice for him, so I just am not. I'm deadpanning all his lines.
I mean, he does look like the type to just have a deadpan voice.
Give him back my overcoat, you wastrel. And needless to say, any music box discs too.
I also hate how he poses like fucking Dio.
Inspector Gregson was there all at the time and can attest to what happened. In the end, it was the inspector himself who took the disc. Can you corroborate this account, Inspector?
Oh, yes, my lord. That's more or less what happened.
I've been doing this
And
like
did he
weird
mention-
mouthful of shit
Be
voice for
thorough.
some
I had
reason.
to the bag for a print showing the fella. Taken from one of his red-handed recorder, Gubbins says.
Gubbins is
Yeah, bitches.
Can you claim this man's the brother's accomplice? Yes. Well, Mr. and Mr. Skulkin,
I've never seen a geezer before in my life. What on my life, Gav, on my life. Never seen him.
how can one man be so
Jim,
little?
Jiminy, Jim, Jim.
But sort of unsurprisingly, it appears our witnesses disagree with the Esserson. Sure, your lordship recalls my learned Nipponese friend's actual assertion, which was that he could prove the identity of the alleged accomplice. Yes, and I can. And show us the evidence thing.
It's the music box. The music disc, rather. I agree. We must see proof that the clean-cut gentleman in the photograph is the filthy criminal you say he is. You got this, Ryunosuke.
So
You
that's
got this. I
piece of
believe in
pizza.
you.
I've had a feeling that something's been missing in this trial from the very start. And now, I'm gonna drag it out kicking and screaming into the courtroom and make it, and like, tickle it. Are you really ready to present your answer to the court then, counsel? Yes, my lord. The defense will present the evidence now.
Proof that the... So you present the disc, right?
I think. As I mentioned before, on the afternoon of the day in question, the defendant attempted, deceitfully, admittedly, to reclaim this disc from Windibanks. Given the aforementioned, Eggert Benedict appeared on scene, I believe, and has attempted to purloin the article from the defendant's possession, no? That's correct, my lord. I was myself present at the time. I know, because I was there for 5 fucking hours. Then a minor incident occurred. And of course, sir, here's the disc for you. Very well. Then I shall bid you farewell. Say goodbye to Sile. Wait a minute. That disc is mine.
Uh-oh.
Ah, what do you think you're doing, you little tramp? You've drawn blood, you filthy animal.
I just love the deadpan.
Being a
from this
music
guy.
box
I love
disc, it has countless small but sharp metal protrusions all over its surface. It cut you. This protrusion caused Mr. Benedict's finger to bleed,
it. Better fix.
and the resulting smear of blood is still visible on the disc now. Oh, shit!
Fucking hell, man.
My assistant and I just analyzed the bloodstain here in this very courtroom. Using gun!
Using my trusty fogger gun, yes.
Added the results to this portfolio. Papers. I say, Queen! Queen! Oh my god, Queen!
It's exactly the same color as the blood around the calendar.
Queen. Queen, sir! The evidence
sir.
is conclusive. The man calling himself Mr. Edgar Benedict, who was in Windibanks earlier in the day, is an alien! I knew it!
It's an alien.
No!
Oh my god.
Oh my god!
Let's fucking play the X-Files theme. Dun, 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 dun.
My lord, it's the opinion of the defense that Mr. Eggy will be summoned to the courtroom to testify.
Yay, new witness, new witness, new witness.
It would certainly seem that an ill effort to ignore this gentleman's apparent presence. This has gone on long enough now. Vagrant ignorance of the mechanics of law. Wine. Sherlock Sholmes,
Or wine.
you say? Yes, I've heard the name. The protagonist in a series of short stories where the vulgar classes have god of
Of
detection
course.
or some such.
How dare you?
And now you employ chemical substances described by this fantastical persona in the highest court of the land. Do you expect us to take you seriously? The samples made by this plaything aren't fit to be called evidence. The bloodstain turned a shade of green. What of it? Here's to you successfully proving that no other blood in the world would turn the same color.
I mean, that's
Well-
the point, right?
Leg!
Leggy, there you go.
And pray,
Leggy.
do not even think of suggesting that we should take Mr. Sholmes' word for it. Ah!
I don't know. I mean, he's a great detective. What are you talking about? I can't let him get away with that. You fucking fuckers
It
making
would
so much
come to
noise.
this. Of course, Mr. Sholmes' invention is going to be recognized by any official body. But what other choice did I have?
I'm just remembering what Father Christmas over there said before.
Oh, oh, oh.
Merry Christmas. But how he was temporarily suspending the summation examination?
Ah!
In other words, the examination isn't over yet, is it?
What? Good grief. What? What? What did you just say, you
What?
young child?
And in the summation examination, the decision as to whether or not the trial continues is in the hands of the 6 jurors, isn't it? And this gun I found.
Gun!
So the way I see it, it doesn't matter what certain other people think of Hurley's invention. She says as she points the gun at fucking Van Zeeks. At least, not for now.
Yes! She's right. 10-year-old. Young lady, do you have quite the devious mind?
It really just comes down to one thing. Whether these ladies and gentlemen of the jury are convinced by what you say, Runo. Is that about right, would you say? Or did I misunderstand something?
Unbelievable. Mr. Holmes's partner is a force to be reckoned with.
Hey, Iris, maybe you should become a lawyer.
Iris Wilson.
Iris Wilson,
sharpshin-
sharpshooter, bang! Ah!
Gun. After that shrewd precise to the situation from an entirely unexpected source. It must be acknowledged that the previous summation examination has yet to reach its conclusion. God damn it. Ah, fuck.
We'll be here a while, ladies and gents.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the court now has to look for your final learnings in this matter. DJ? We're not even at the fucking halfway point.
God damn it.
Proud citizens of Her Majesty's Britain, I'm sure you'll come to fair and just conclusions. Good. Your final decisions in turn, please.
無罪
Muzai.
Not guilty. Not
Muzai.
guilty.
有罪
Oh no, they have the voices for this.
無罪
Why does the doctor slam his head into the court?
Head into the table, yeah. Head trauma.
2 called guilty and 4 called not guilty. Which is the outcome of such matter? Hey, my lord, with all due respect. Fuck. The prosecution refuses to accept this decision. On what grounds? If these jurors are persuaded by some half-baked concoction devised by a pretender to real police work, they are too ignorant to be trusted with the judgment of anyone's guilt. Why the fuck do we have a jury? The outcome of the summation examination cannot be ignored. The trial will continue.
Yeah.
Ah!
Oh, my wine.
My wine stomach. I need more wine. Nevertheless, we find ourselves in a rather awkward situation. The defense has very reasonably requested the subpoena of a new witness. Pina. Sadly, I fear that will be impossible. He's dead. What? What?
Oh, what?
The name the gentleman gave for himself, Eckert Benedict, is quite clearly false. I don't believe it. That's when I managed to prove the man was there that night. Did I say something? Who the fuck was that? Who spoke?
It was me, my lord.
You're number 5.
It was me, my lord.
What do you have to say, madam?
If possible, Inspector. Hey, me, ma'am. I wonder if you might show the photographic print to me again, the one in which the gentleman is shown.
Why does the jury get to be so involved in everything that's happening?
I know, right? Right. Yes, this one. You mean Mr. Benedict?
You're right. I don't know who that is.
Yes. There's no doubt in my mind.
You're number 5. You don't mean to say you know this man? No fucking way.
Yes, I know him. What?
What?
Huh?
Why do you know
What?
him? You're supposed to be an impartial jury.
Yeah.
You're number 5. How on earth?
I am a communications officer. Stop.
As we can clearly see,
The gentleman in the photograph is Stop.
His name is Stop?
His name is Stop. He's also a communications officer. Stop. He works in my office. Stop.
he works for the government.
Fucking hell. A very talented operator, in fact. Stop.
He plays Rainbow Six.
He should be in the communication station now. Stop. Tapping away on the telegraph. Stop.
Doesn't seem right somehow. I can't put my finger on why, but it doesn't feel right.
I suppose we all imagine the accomplice would be some sort of hardened criminal. It's a bit unexpected to find he has a respectable job by day, whatever he gets up to at night.
Why would this random fucking person know who he is on the jury?
Right? So weird.
That's not good writing.
Yeah.
If the gentleman's at the London's communication station, we should be able to subpoena him within the hour. Lord Van Zeeks, if you please. Yes, my lord. Make the necessary arrangements with all haste. Cast haste on yourself. As your lordship bids.
Leggy.
Court will recess for 1 hour. We will go up and down the slide and climb a jungle gym. Until the new witnesses arrive, we shall reconvene to hear the gentleman's testimony. Inspector Gregson? Yes.
Yes, my lord.
I would like to hear from you specifically about the events of the pawnbrokery on the day in question. Come to my chambers during the recess. I have various snacks.
And tea. Yes, sir, my lord.
Very well. Court is adjourned until 1:40 p.m. What a specific time.
We're not even halfway through. Barely even halfway through.
Now we're halfway through.
Oh, okay.
Would you rather watch something, or you want to do the other half of the trial?
How long has it been?
I started
3 hours. Oh, Jesus.
It has been 3 hours, yes.
So I bet you if you're going to do this, like the other half is going to be broken up into 2 halves.
Actually,
like,
the second half is longer than the first half. It's going to be 4 hours.
Oh, no. Well, I think we could... I suppose if it's going to be 4 hours, I'm not going to make you stay up for like another 4 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess we'll have to do this in part 8. 8. I don't know when I'm going to do it.
How inconvenient, how weirdly convenient is that there's a fucking witness on the jury that knows the fucking other accomplice
that knows the fucking accomplice
and works with them.
That is a coworker. What? That is some bullshit.
I would have been like the judge should have been like, Miss, you should have told us this beforehand.
Yes. All right.
Stupid.
I know when I can do it. I'm going to do it tomorrow morning.
Okay.
All right. Well, that happened.
That was fun, though.
Yeah.
That happened, yeah.